Только пули свистят по степи, только ветер гудит в проводах, тускло звезды мерцают.
Mic check, 1, 2. Chocolate starfish.
And the hot dog flavored water.
All right. Little bit of AI shenanigans aside, last we left off, Wondrous Company, making their way due east, rather northeast, are flying your way up and across from the Isle of Rhodes, where you have successfully repelled what is known so far as the largest Telshine attack, much to the thanks of the handful of priests that have been defending the island all this time. Assuming that you will have a window of opportunity before another attack could be launched, Wondrous Company has opted to disembark and do sort of a round trip 2-for-1, crossing the Black Sea and landing up in the Georgian territory, soon to be enveloped into the larger Soviet body. You guys are racing against a bit of a clock. You're not sure exactly how quick, but you are aware that Soviet forces are starting to move in and replace the local police and established military that has been running and aligned with the Soviets up until this point. Your objective is to check a specific mountain range. This mountain range, allegedly, having, according to various mythos and lore, may be the home of the in hiding for the longest time now Amazons of Greece, a primarily female warrior tribe who were rather good at what they did, but have kind of disappeared from the annals of time and history. The hope is that if the lore and myth is true, you will be able to find them up there. Upon contact with them, having to do some foresting and mountain climbing, if you can find them, Wondrous Company has full authority to make whatever deals may need to be established in order to gain the favor and cooperation of the Amazons and beckon that they leave the area and escape Soviet oversight and in the future hopefully work with the OSS and the Greek League. You guys and your specific backgrounds kind of chosen for this specific job as compared to regular diplomats, considering some of the threats that might be in the area. You guys agreed to hit this place up before making a round trip back down to French Syria, where you would continue your search for the missing Colossus of Rhodes and see where that might lead you. But last we left off, you guys were held on a very shaky radio transmission as you approached Georgia, where, or as I should say, the Transcaucasian Socialist Federative Soviet Republic territory of the USSR, or the Transcaucasian SFSR, as it was formerly known. Quiet. You guys told them that you would be landing at a small town. This small town, known as Mestia, seems to be one of the only ones with a little bitty airfield or airstrip, possibly. However, you guys decided to pull a quick one and called some open net maydays, caused a small forest fire, and then proceeded to land in a neighboring valley, keeping lower profile. And that's where we will pick up, is you guys hopefully having shaken the Soviets, and the plane having come to a nice landing, throwing some bushes up beside it after placing it in a position where it can take off once again. Your two pilots understanding that they are putting on their camouflage fatigues and will be digging in and preparing the area to wait for your guys' return. As we will move on over here to your guys' new map.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is Wilhelm's cannon the,
Is your guys' current location. Yep. The cannon will be your guys' current location on the map.
Hello?
Alright, I presume the
Hello.
stars are military things, right?
So the red stars are known military bases, fortifications, or locations. The orange triangles are villages or towns. The blue square is where you guys put the crash site. And the red triangles are important landmark areas. Bushili Pass, Dugara Pass, Mount Ushba, Ushba Pass, and the Berho Pass. The dark red line is the border between the Soviet SFSR and the Soviet Union.
I'm guessing they don't like each other.
Well, they're cooperating and they're working together.
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks.
As we will come to a nice, casual, floaty, little musical. It's cold. It is snowy. Ignore a lot of the green. This was taken during the late summer. It is very gray, very cold, very wintry. Lots of frost hanging off the trees. You feel like you're in Norway again, but it's somehow more of a dry cold, if that makes sense.
So, looking at this map, do we have any information on where the Amazons might be?
Around Mount Ushba, but that's
It's a big mountain.
yeah.
It's a
On the
long
Georgian
mountain.
side.
Which side?
That what we told to land? Was it Mestia?
Ah,
So Torin would know this. I don't know this. Are we on the Georgian side right now?
You guys are on the Georgian
Yeah, we're
side.
on
yep.
Georgian.
Okay.
The top of Mount
Georgian
Ushba
side
is
is
the
south of the border.
Georgian and Russian border.
Gotcha.
If we could make it to the Ushba Pass and then maybe make our way north through that pass to Mount Ushba, I think that might be a good place to start.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
are you
No.
talking this area here?
Starting this area down here, where the Ushba Pass starts. But maybe if we go around south a little bit more, without going to the actual crash site, we can try to make it to the village. And if somebody can disguise themselves, go in and ask if they've heard about the Amazons at all.
I think avoiding villages would probably be wise.
I do agree. That was more of an extra. If you wanted to add that, we could.
No,
But-
the locals talk. I mean, they know that generally the Amazons.
Perhaps a path more like so?
Yeah, that is what I was actually thinking, almost exactly. Maybe a little bit more north from the Ushba path, following that valley.
How big are these hexes?
Each hex should be approximately 2 miles, 2 to 3 miles.
God.
If we steal a truck, I want
I-
to walk.
I tend to disagree, just because trucks are loud.
I do not think a truck will do well in these mountains anyway.
I mean, there's roads, I'm sure, right? Are there roads that?
The roads are not so good in this part of the world.
Walking's good
mention-
exercise.
Not to mention the roads do lead us right past all the villages and things we are trying to avoid.
I'll get my walking spats on.
You have different spits for different occasions.
But not now as a metaphor. I wear the same spats.
Does anyone else have any other ideas?
No, that plan looks like a good idea.
Is there so the red triangles are landmarks, the orange triangles are villages. was about to ask what the yellow square was, but then I realized that's Soren's player icon at the bottom of my screen.
Genius, Matt. Genius.
Hey, he figured it out on his own.
Alright, so we walk and yeah, we walk.
$500 miles and then 500 more.
I would walk 500 miles just to see you coming at my door.
Just to fall down at your door. Jeez. It's a bit intense, don't you think?
All right.
Depends.
Oh yeah, one more thing. He's gonna look at the other's back.
So just to be clear, we should give the pilots permission to take off if it looks like they've been discovered. I'd assume we wouldn't, you know.
What happened to my character sheet? What the fuck? I think is a good idea.
And I'll let them know that
They're kind of putting some limbs over the plane, masking it, packing some snow around, and starting to get real cozy and dig in.
Should grab a flare or something so we can contact them on the ground if they're up in the air and we need to get out.
that's a great idea.
And Torrin's gonna approach the pilots. He's gonna be like,
Now, I'm sure you would agree with me here in saying that you absolutely should not be captured. You should wait for us for as long as possible, but don't die, you know.
Well, obviously, we weren't gonna get captured. We know how to take off and run them about a bit. I mean, plenty of valleys here for us to land in, and it might be a little hard finding you again, but it shouldn't be hard. We're always gonna be down in a valley, so that should limit it for you.
We're going to be carrying flares in case of worst case scenario.
Oh. Tell you what, you carry the green flares, and we will carry the yellow flares.
Gotcha. So our plan here is to head west and then north towards the
I cannot think of the word right now. The fucking point. The of the mountain.
Mountain?
The top.
The peak. The peak.
The peak.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I got you.
You of all people should not forget that word.
I know.
towards the peak of Mount Ushpa. So if anything, we may be in that area unless things go horribly wrong.
I can't say we'll be able to land up there or aid, but we will be ready. We will be capable.
Of course. All right. Good day. Happy flying. Hopefully not.
I don't plan on us flying anywhere anytime soon. As you see, one of them readies his rifle and does a quick brass check on it and kind of looks to you. He's starting to put on a kind of looks like white bed sheets that they've painted on and stuff, and starting to put it on like a snow cloak, and he's kind of digging himself into the base of a tree. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, clearly.
I will say there is no
No business like snow business?
Perhaps. I was going to say there's no Air Force or planes in this area, so if you do see a plane, it's likely safe to assume it's not us and it's not military.
Don't worry, I know the registry of these engines very well. I can definitely tell our plane apart from other planes.
Very good. If you do happen to go by a village, obviously, you know not to expose where we are.
Duh.
Although, reading my manual, I don't believe all of them are entirely friendly, and you do have your Cossack friend. Perhaps he'll be able to speak with them, but you guys know what you're doing. Do you have your winter gear? And he kind of looks at one of the crates and starts to crack it open. You should probably weather up if you're going to be going to that altitude.
Duh, I was gonna do that, duh.
Okay, not to rush. Kind of
Someone
takes a
just, like,
couple steps back,
leaves.
kind of puts his hands up like, oh.
Imagine getting like a freaking half-mile away from the plane and going, oh, you know what? We forgot our winter gear. Let's go back.
Oh, did you see what Wilhelm posted in memes?
No.
Oh no. God damn, wrong Georgia, you fucking.
My God.
It's the Great Georgian Border.
It's the Great Georgian Soviet border, you know, when Georgia and Alaska were touching. God. We'll kind of let you guys go about, and you're able to take the next little while putting on your winter gear. For some of you, you already got your heavier gear, so you just put like a warming layer underneath your coats or jackets. Poor
Royal
Hachu
green
has to
trench
snug you up.
He's actually just in a giant sock.
Nat Torrent's got the royal green trench coat.
Yeah. You guys got the nice big heavy winter gear. A lot of you are rocking those leather like bomber hats with the little ear flaps that hang down with the wool lining and stuff. Everyone's able to
Do
get
we have any
nice and
Ushankas?
warm. Likely there's 2 or 3 extra Ushankas. You probably steal one of
Yes.
Peter's.
You know, those are actually new at this point, right?
Or
Yeah.
you, technically, yeah. But yeah, you
Like,
guys are
they
able
didn't
to...
actually become popularized until the war.
Really? Oh shit, I thought they were like regular kind of civilian attire for like Siberians.
Torrent has no ears, therefore he does not have to worry about his head freezing.
I mean, you probably still
I
have
get the
ear
feeling you're
holes.
going to regret that.
Puts a beanie on his head,
No.
tears the horns through it.
No, Ushankas didn't get popularized until during the war.
Huh.
I mean, they were like around, but like many types of hats are around.
True. Yeah, you guys are able to get all winter kit up. You put on some light packs with food and various camping attire spread amongst you. And the 6 of you are now ready to move. So what we'll be doing is, technically this will work in turns, so to speak. You guys will get to choose which neighboring grid coordinate you want to move to. And then I will either have you do some rolls, or looking at the terrain and what's there, we'll decide how that goes down. So, what is the next, what direction would you guys like to depart on this hex grid? What location are you moving
Northwest.
to next?
Northwest exact.
Yeah, we're going here.
Just following
Alright.
the line.
Yes.
This
Here,
one's
let me.
nice and casual and relaxed. You guys are getting climatized. You're feeling the cool. It's not super hard to hike in. Going up some ridge lines, going up some slopes as you already feel yourself climbing an elevation by about 400 feet. As you guys arrive to the top of one of the thumbs in this mountainside, and you're able to look where the elevation climbs significantly higher to your north, and you can start kind of seeing down into the valley beneath you.
No, I think I liked the Falklands better. At least there weren't mountains there.
How did I get to stay earlier? What the fuck?
Did you hit linger?
I haven't changed anything about what I've been doing. What is the?
We got a rough idea where you're going to be going, because that may change as you guys move.
There we go.
Hey! What is your next grid?
Nipples.
Over one.
Yep.
Guys,
That's
start making
right.
your way
Right
west.
ahead, full.
Because you're
West side.
walking kind of Tennessee clubfoot style with the slope, there's a few parts where it gets pretty steep. Some of the thumbs have pretty significant drops. I will need everybody to roll me a everybody roll me a dexterity, flat dexterity.
Leroy has a
Dexterity
social on his
check.
cane.
Ooh, 4.
Leroy's a southern man, not a Tennessee man.
21?
Why did it roll me?
18, 21.
Oh, never mind.
Nikos, your shield is making you too heavy. You're sinking in on every step.
Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Hey! And Leroy, if we can get a dex from you.
Just use it as a use your shield as like a snowboard.
Maybe when
Or
we're
actually-
going down.
That would work
Yeah, this
so
is-
fucking well. That's the scary thing.
This is a mud board, actually.
You know what, Leroy?
Oh, that's what you get for being sassy.
Damn.
Right, it's not the worst roll.
Still, I was gonna say still better.
Yeah.
than you.
As you guys are
Man.
walking, with Wilhelm kind of on point at the moment, Torn, you're significantly lighter, and you got that claw advantage, so you're just kind of gripping your way along. Hachu starts to slide a little bit to the left as he's slithering, and has to kind of correct a little, but because so much of him is going across the ground, a lot of the dirt kind of scoots with him, and the dirt above it starts to slide, and for about 10 feet, Hachu slides downwards, bringing with him Nikos, Peter, and Leroy. I need each of you to roll me a dex save. Just you three.
Look, they're sliding down the mountain.
Oh shit! 14. That's
over.
better.
And Leroy, give me that dex save.
If we didn't make it this far for you guys to die in a minor landslide, come on!
You guys all slide about 10 feet on the soft dirt and snow that's kind of mixed as you go down. Leroy, you just dig your heels in and kind of come to a nice ceremonious halt, still standing up relatively straight with your cane. Peter, you know how to walk in snow. You put an elbow down and then raise yourself back up. Nikos, you just kind of dig your shield in and use it as a big cup behind you that stops you. As you guys are able to get back up and start continuing along, catching up with the rest of the crew, as you guys will continue along this nice embankment. Other than that, it's continued marching. The cold is starting to set in. It's starting to get nice and frosty.
Before we continue on, can we kind of look up and down this valley a little bit? Well, I guess up, because down is messy up. Can we look up this valley and see if we see any signs of habitation?
Smoke plumes.
Alright. As you guys are going along and you're starting to hit the downslope, you find a little flat, semi-plateau that you're able to look north and south. Give me perception rolls, everybody.
Perception.
We'll see what the collective perception is here.
Nope.
Hey. Torn wipes the fog off his glasses.
Squeaky, squeaky.
I'm
Nikos,
taller, therefore my perception is better.
Nikos, you look and that's a valley, all right. Not really sure what you're looking for. You're used to Greek mountains. You've never really done the Caucasus mountains and the Urals and the snowy Appalachias, so a little unfamiliar for you. Wilhelm, Peter, you guys are bickering about something, so you're a little bit distracted. However, Torn and Leroy, yeah, you guys, maybe it's because of your lenses. You're able to look north together, then you both kind of pivot and look south. To the north, the two of you see a long, winding, deep-cut path, so much so that it's almost in permanent shadow, except for when the sun is literally directly above.
Glacier Trail.
Precisely. It's a very deep cut. It's got a steady stream running down it the whole way. Very, very green around the river and the base of it, but the rest covered in a lot of hard-packed snow and kind of glacial freeze. As you look to the south, though, what you can see is a couple small smokestacks, about 3 or 4 little smokestacks rising up out of little bitty chimneys and what you can assume to be very thatched roof, brick-walled houses, possibly even mud wall, down in this little kind of Y intersection right alongside the stream, where 2 other streams seem to kind of meet up with it and continue to the southwest.
Well, that's clearly the town. I don't see anything else. I think we're, I suppose we continue east, Leroy. I mean west.
Yes, I
Yes.
think we should do that.
You okay? What's wrong with your throat?
Oh, it's affected by colonitis.
Torn's gonna kick him in the shin.
Roll me strength.
Do I
7.
That does
kicks
not
ya.
defeat my AC.
Yeah, it doesn't beat your AC. It just makes contact with your shin, a nice little thump.
I was gonna say kicking snow. He failed that utterly.
Canes don't work very well in the snow, moron.
He's gonna walk away.
Little kobold feet stomping through the about 6-inch deep snow, just thunk, thunk, thunk.
Is he stopping or is he sloughing?
Probably kind of sloughing.
Probably. I mean, he's able to raise his legs up a lot higher easier, so it's probably easier for him to trudge through.
See, the image I'm getting out of it is he's. I want to see him in some thicker snow where he's holding his rifle over his head.
Everyone else is just like walking regularly, and he's just fucking.
Forrest Gumping through like the.
What's that one famous picture of the guy at Vietnam wading that river, and
Yeah.
everything is underwater but his M60, and it's over his
Oh.
head.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But that's what you guys are able to see as you're hanging on this edge of this little plateau before descending into the valley.
Now, when we get to the base of the valley, is that a road right before we reach the next hex?
There is
That's a
no
runoff stream.
road, it's just a little stream running down.
Oh, okay. That's it. On the stream, do we see any of the outskirts of Mestia?
You'll have to ask
I'm
Tolan
not-
or Leroy.
I'm not sure if Mestia is big enough to have outskirts.
No, but sometimes there's people that live in
I'm
like
taking
the
over
woods.
one hexagon. It's not big enough.
Mestia's just down there right to the south. I see a total of 3 smoke blooms. Given how cold it is out here, I'm assuming that means there's more or less 3 families living there right now, so, you know.
And warm food and alcohol.
And communists.
We shall bring them democracy.
No, stop trying to tempt me.
Do
We're
not
going to
go
a village
raid
for
the
food.
village. Let's just pass it by.
We aren't hungry enough for that yet.
As we're moving, we should keep an eye out for smoke where we don't expect it in general.
Mm-hmm.
Good call. Alright, westward, I suppose. Up another mountain. Oh,
Alright.
It's just like Arma last night.
You guys
Yeah.
descend downwards, you hit the little stream, you're able to cross it relatively quickly. It's only about 10 feet across, and
Gonna
at the
refill a
deepest point...
canteen with nice mountain snow melt.
Oh,
no
yeah.
calories at all. Oh yeah.
Ice cold, nice clear. You're able to top off canteens and get a little sip of water. You're kind of wet for a bit, but you guys are able to wade through it pretty easily as you make your way up to the next embankment, and you begin descending back upwards. The snowpack getting a bit higher. You're now walking through about 8 to 10 inches of snow, and a lot of the trees are very densely covered. They're at that point where if you hit them really hard, they'll just dump all their snow off. And a lot of the snow drifts are
No.
starting to build up more and more.
Stop laughing. No.
However, I will need dexterity from each of you.
Let's go. Nat 20.
Oh,
No.
I didn't have to do anything.
You laughed. You did it.
You cursed him.
need
Laughter's
Hachu.
fading into the background. Did he walk out of the room laughing?
I think you did.
No, I'm still here. That just came right out.
Jesus Christ.
I just hear laughter down the hallway, like, oh.
So are we all rolling dexterity?
Yep, everybody.
What's that?
We're missing the illustrious
Oh, so bad.
Jamshid.
How'd you roll dexterity?
I just yelled at him in real life.
Oh, this is too good. I haven't laughed this hard since Cucamonga.
Nico's once again just fucking dumbly trudging ahead and looking back and going, "What's wrong, guys?"
Nikos,
Orin
Uh,
flipping and taking us all with him.
Nikos, you're up on point with Leroy as you guys are kind of fluidly switching who's on point, who's in middle, as you guys are just kind of walking along, no real process or path to it. And as you're continuing up, you hear a little bit of snow
So
shift
bad.
underneath you. You're able to look between Nikos and Laura. You're able to look between each other at Torin, who is now walking kind of in a triangle between you guys. And you hear a small pump as he disappears almost entirely, except for his tail, into the snow in front of him. But then you see the little outline of his figure start to scoot downward, and the snow starts to pack. As Wilhelm, Hachu, Torin, and Peter, I need dex saves.
It's snowed over. Don't laugh, you bastard.
I can't stop laughing. I haven't stopped laughing. I'm highly tempted to grab him by his tail and lift him free, or try to.
Alright, there's the save.
Hey,
Uh,
Wilhelm, dex save, please. As Torin starts to slide downwards, bringing a lot of the snow with him as it's starting to pack and roll, Torin, eventually you're able to reach out as your tail kind of curls a bit and your claws reach and grab and kind of pull the snow in front of you before you start sliding too far, and you're able to bring your head up for a gasp of air. Peter, it's unceremonious, but you and Hachu are kind of able to just... Hachu just kind of slides over it like a tank tread. Like, oh, okay, whatever, as it goes behind him. You do sort of that, like, you know when you're walking out into the ocean and a little wave hits you and you kind of do that sideways, like, sidestep into it? You kind of just plow your way through the snow as it goes past you.
It bumped the snow.
But y'all kind of look back as you see Wilhelm, or at least his upper torso and his head and one of his arms reaching out before he rolls back as the snow continually starts to move with him as he slides down. I need another dex save at disadvantage from you, Wilhelm.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
What'd
I
you do?
think I started that, I think.
Torin's already running back down.
oh no.
You're gonna need to roll
Uh-oh.
the athletics, Torn, as you go after him, as the rest of you see Wilhelm disappear under the growing snow. Wilhelm, you're going to
I'm
take...
also going down for them too.
Roll me athletics.
Oh, good, you got this.
Wilhelm, you're
I'm
gonna
just gonna
take
Here.
7 bludgeoning and cold damage, so 7 damage, as you are tumbling and you impact against what's likely a log underneath the snow as it's rolling you. Before Torin's trying to run after you but can't get through the snow quick enough, Nikos comes sprinting up T-1000 style. You feel a hand just grab you by the center of the chest and yank you out of the snowball that's starting to form as it continues
Gotcha.
wafting its way down.
Good catch, Nikos.
No problem.
Well, I didn't hate this mountain before, but I might think differently now.
I'm starting to not like
That's
snow.
fair.
Don't worry, we have many different mountains to go.
Thank you. That makes me feel so much better.
Let me take a quick
In
peek
Russia, we have a
see.
saying. It goes something like, "This really sucks."
Yeah. And that's very similar to what we say in Boston. This blows.
So, a quick question, because I realize it's not on my reference sheet, and I should probably put those numbers there. Does anyone have a passive perception above 14?
Yes.
How do you know
Yes!
Minus
that?
equal to 14.
Wait, how do you know that?
On the
It should be
bottom
right
left
below
of
your skills.
Yep, right underneath your skills in the bottom left, you'll see passive perception.
And above,
yes,
your
I do
tools
have
and
one above a
language.
14.
Yep, if you have it above a 14 or not.
Yes, I do.
Ah, alright. Anybody not have it above 14? I'm
Mine
assuming...
is 14.
Yours is 14. Okay.
I have 12.
Oof. And Hachu, what's your passive perception?
Sorry, Father. We know you can't see
It
above the rim
is-
of your Bible.
Oh, okay. How do I figure that out again?
Bottom
Just-
So
left
it's
of the
gonna be-
page.
Scroll down.
Just look below your skills tree. It's directly below that.
Okay.
Also, I think it's equal
Oh, 17.
Damn.
I think it's equal to 8 plus. Never mind. I lied. It's not that.
Well, Wilhelm and Peter, you guys are kind of looking up the slope, thinking, alright, we gotta continue going westward. But the other 4 of you, maybe because of what occurred, maybe because Wilhelm's got a face full of snow, all 4 of you kind of look up at the same time. As you can tell, the snow continued going down the slope and caught a few other drifts and is starting to turn into a larger problem and is careening its way further down the further down slope to the south and southeast. And you're like, okay, well, it's just snow, it'll stop. And then you see one of the trees go down with it, and then you see 2 other trees start to go down as they're impacted, and you're realizing it's building a bunch of inertia to actually take trees with it, and you have started a full landslide downwards.
Oh, Wilhelm, you almost died.
Oh.
Almost doesn't count. Let's keep going.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I've got snow in everywhere.
Hachu and Nikos, what were your passive perceptions again?
Mine is 15.
Alright. I think Hachu has the highest with 17?
He does.
Alright. Let me DM this
Yeah,
to you,
Nico's
Hachu.
higher twice, or
Right.
tied.
Well, we're doing Dexes again, aren't we?
Nope. Not quite.
Oh, survival.
Survival,
Fuck.
wisdom based. Wait, why are you rolling survival?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I thought we were all rolling shit.
As you
No.
guys are...
Zone out for 10 seconds and I'm just completely out of context now.
As you
Don't
guys
worry, you'll get
are
your turn.
starting to continue your way westward and back up slope, now that you're kind of snow-covered and snow-packed, you start to trudge your way through. The slope getting rather steeper, the snow getting deeper over time, the trees starting to bend and wane a lot more. Why is the music getting so horrible? What grid would you guys like to move to next?
Over the top.
Follow in the line.
That one.
This one's got his compass out.
All ahead.
And did you get the message, Hachu?
Yes, I did.
Alright. As you guys approach the next area, it starts to plateau out and slow down a little bit on its climb. You realize to the north the climb continues, but it seems to be staying at a relatively even elevation here with no more than 50 to 60 feet changes. However, the snow is intense and you're catching that wind that is starting to sweep up, likely from Ushba Pass, that is causing a lot of the snowdrift to start catching you in the face and blow over you. I need everybody to roll me survival now.
Try snowburn. Ow, it hurts. Ow.
It's only marginally better.
14, 11, 24, 20, 11,
That's not that cold.
18.
18. All right.
Fucking Nikos.
Don't you have a resistance to cold?
I do.
Nikos is like taking his coat off, like, man, I'm kind of working up a sweat here.
Get
Going
kinda
over,
warm
wrapping
here.
it around Torin. He looks like a kid in his dad's cosplay stuff.
Actually, Peter's wearing my coat right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's with the nature? As
Oh,
as you
weird.
guys are continuing along, you're all kind of able to weather it. You're able to pull your collars up, bring cloth over your face as you're walking into this, kind of shield with your hand. However, Torn and Leroy, your next dex roll, whenever it is, will be coming at disadvantage.
Okay.
You guys are getting absolutely beat by the snow, the two of you. You're having a bit of a rough time with it.
Good thing I didn't bring my magic helmet.
That would have been hilarious. But you guys are able to continue trudging through as you follow along. Give me a brief moment to do some GM things.
I seen Torn is having a bit of a rough time. I'm gonna move like slightly behind him just in case.
Give him that thick Nick love.
Makes sense. I mean, he's shorter.
You also were the one who started the avalanche.
Yeah, a little bit.
And
It'll
I'm
be
the one
easier
who
to
rode it like
catch.
a wave.
That's what he gets for sneaking all those biscuits.
And
Hey.
all right, good to go.
Yeah, we've almost made it to the pass.
As you guys are continuing on along, you guys will. What's your next location that you'd like to proceed to?
To the pass, right to the pass.
Down into the pass. All right.
Shut to that pass.
As you guys start to descend down into it, you realize this one, not quite as steep as the previous, but is another kind of glacial melt. Very sharp, very jagged. A lot of points of it descending easily 2,000 to 3,000 feet over an area of maybe 200 feet length. However, you do manage to find where you can sort of switch back your way down it. I need everybody to roll me dexterity, except for Torn and Leroy, who must roll at disadvantage.
Uh-uh.
That's not good.
Damn, Peter.
A
Not
10.
great, not bad.
Ooh.
That's not bad for a disadvantage roll.
You guys are making your way down. Peter, you're kind of towards the back as you're kind of supervising sort of everybody to an extent, kind of overlooking them. Being the most experienced, specifically in the northern chunks of this mountain range. As you're walking along, stepping nice and flat, you pause for a moment. I would like you to choose, Peter, which of the 5 won't have to make this next roll.
I'm going with Nikos because I feel like he has the highest chance of being able to save other people.
Alrighty.
It was 3 rolls in a
Which
row.
is probably true. I have pretty good strength.
Nikos, you feel a heavy hand grab your shoulder and kind of pull you back as you look over and you see Peter's able to grab you for a moment, keeping you from stepping one more forward. However, the other 4 of you,
Nice.
Leroy, Torin, Wilhelm, and Hachu, I need dex saves.
A nice juicy 11.
Oops.
Oops. 11. 12. And Hachu, give me that dexterity save.
These are all really mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yeah, Hachu and Wilhelm, I need dex saves for the 2 of you as well. Wilhelm? There he is.
Sorry about that.
All good. And Hachu. Where is the Snecken?
Snacken the Deutsch.
He's taking a shit.
Is he?
Nah. Peter's gonna yell at him in real life.
Track him down, Peter. Give him a good old kick.
Dex check, right?
Yeah, dex save.
Hey,
He
fellas.
literally just
Yep,
went to his computer.
I'm here. Shh.
You doing okay, man?
Yes.
Gotta
Yeah.
get your head in the game.
Did you just quote?
Man,
High
I
School
haven't thought
Musical
about
2?
that in a while.
Was that the second one? I thought that was the first one.
There's the second one, I
Oh,
think.
shit.
Hachu, I need a deck save from you.
Gotcha.
Falling together once we know
Stick
that
to the
we
stuff
That
you
is-
know.
Did I just misclick and press the wrong one? No, I did not. Okay.
You got
Oh,
it.
never mind. I should have.
Cool.
are-
Wilhelm, the snow and ground under you starts to sift, and you're able to reach over and grab the edge of a tree, just barely, and kind of hug yourself to it.
I'm falling
However,
again.
Leroy and Torin, you guys are going to find the ground underneath you, likely because Hachu is in close proximity and significantly heavier than the rest of you. The snow gives and drops, but you realize it's because the soil is also giving. As you guys will fall, however, Hachu, you will take double damage of this first roll.
Lord.
Torin
I
realizes
try
what's
and grab
happening.
Torin because I said I was behind him waiting for something like this to happen.
Unfortunately, this is one that there won't be any ability to
Damn.
make saves
Er,
at.
For
Oh, you
context,
fucker.
Torin realizes
Yeah.
what was happening and just stood up straight still and glared ahead defiantly. Just damn it.
Sir, that's a ranged weapon attack. Yeah. Sorry. That I'm a skulker. I'm in cover. You can't do that to me.
I'm gonna hurt you. However, the hurt you take, Torn and Leroy, you take 5 damage so far, and Hachu, you take 10 damage, as all of you
Yep.
will drop about 20 feet as you find your feet and ankles likely up to the shins, or Hachu, you specifically are kind of hot dog tumbling, as the 3 of you will drop down, starting to roll, getting pulled under and beside the snow and the dirt, as the other 3 of you watch half the party drop 20, then 30, then 40 feet down this somewhat steep embankment, picking up more soil, knocking over a tree with them. I need a disadvantaged dex save from the 3 of you falling.
Oh, God.
Torin is still just standing there straight up like, God damn it, damn it, damn it.
Wow,
What
neither
did I
one of
roll
those
there?
would have been good. Wow.
13.
There we go.
The 3 of you take another 8 bludgeoning as it's getting worse. You're starting to find yourself unable to get your head above the snow as you will lose sight of all 3 of them. Oh, wait, no. Leroy, why'd you roll twice?
Because I rolled
Oh,
dexterity the
You rolled a
first time.
dex. God damn it. Torn
Oh,
did the
I-
same thing too. You rolled dex.
Oh, well, can't I just add, I'll just add 3 to mine.
Yeah, we'll just add 3 to it. Okay,
So
so that changes that. 16 and a 20. Get your saves and checks right, you fucking
Yeah, sorry.
Torn and Leroy, you guys manage to barely, in your own way, grab onto a root cluster or find yourself catching yourself mid-chest on a tree that's thankfully not giving. As the 2 of you are able to grab on, you're not going to take the 8 damage. However, Hachu, you don't see him really surface from the soil and snow as he continues to fall and tumble with it. You do see what might be a part of his overall body rising for a moment before getting kind of rolled back under. Hachu, you take another 8 damage. I need another dex save at disadvantage from you, Hachu.
Before that
You know,
happens,
I'm
just gonna...
casting Featherfall.
Ah,
I'm also hitting him with Healing Word because I can hit him without seeing him.
alrighty.
Doesn't that have a range?
60 feet, but he's got spell sniper, so
Double.
it's... Yeah. Hachu,
Smudge.
and then give me that dexterity save, Hachu, at disadvantage.
If it lets me click the right
Is casting Featherfall not going to do anything for him?
Well, you see, Featherfall helps with falling, not tumbling.
Not being force tumbled inside of snow.
Yeah.
Fair.
It was a good idea. Hey! Not great, not terrible. You manage to grab on a little bit, but you're gonna take 2 damage as you continue to roll out. However, you feel one of your kind of snake-like spiny vertebrae that hit something it shouldn't have and kind of crimped you and cracked really hard is just as quickly kind of re-healed. Maybe it's adrenaline, maybe it's magic, you're not quite sure, but you heal for 11 damage. But you're going to continue tumbling and rolling down as you're only able to mitigate a little bit of it.
How far is he from us right now?
He's pushing now about 60 to 70 feet. He is continually going down as more snow and earth is getting pulled with him. Hachu,
As closely as I can to targeting him, I'm going to cast Web.
I'm gonna need a investigation from you, Wilhelm.
Okay, I'm gonna put that there just so you have it. Let me get to the right page. Point 2.
You're able to spot almost exactly where he is within this, like, rolling snow and dirt and just tundra. As you throw your hand out and you cast a spell, and between 2 trees, a sort of hammock, like, mesh net forms rapidly. Hachu, you find yourself snagging and catching against it, kind of in a, what's the, Family Guy tumble down staircase pose, but in snake form? You just kind of smash up against it as the snow and soil continues scooting past you. And after a little bit of it settles, the avalanche continues going downward, grabbing more and getting worse as it descends. However, all of you can see Hachu looking pretty battered and cold and semi-frozen, just kind of sprawled out on the sideways hammock between 2 trees.
Snake, are you alive?
Yeah.
He's alive.
How do we get him back up here?
Hey, don't do that again.
Do you need me to cast a firebolt at that web to heat you up a little bit?
Don't get too close.
Always wanted to know what snake tasted like.
Torin's going down there.
You're from Oh, well, you're not from Louisiana. Oh,
No, I'm not.
I can't believe you haven't ever tried snake before.
We're about to find out.
Torn, I need a acrobatics from you.
Wow, an 11.
It's not fantastic. You're doing a lot of tail scooting and sliding on your side. And for a moment, as you're trying to descend down this now kind of ruined part of dropped earth, and you're trying to kind of switch back your way down, I need a dex save from you.
Ah, there we go.
Thankfully, you're able to control your descent as you're kind of sliding down, now pretty much on your tail and butt. You're digging your claws and your feet in a little bit as you come to a nice, gentle sort of slide that comes to a stop just about a foot away from this sideways hammock that Hachu's kind of strung up in.
If you guys need to get back up, I have rope and a 10x10 net.
We're going down the mountain, Wilhelm.
That's true. We are going down the mountain.
Are we at this point still going down, or are we just kind of in the middle of the thing?
You're still about, if I had to take a gander, 500 feet above hitting the bottom of the pass.
Alright, down we go.
Let me know when you want me to cut this snake.
Hey, Nikos.
Pretty comfortable there.
Yeah?
Can I try something?
What do you want to try?
I want to see.
Low pull
How
plus
hard it
a
would-
kick in the rear.
I want to see how easy it would be to use your shield to slide down.
Sounds interesting.
I'm gonna do something. Before I do this, I'm gonna take the 10x10 net out, put it on the ground, take my shovel, pile it up with snow on top of the net, tie the rope to it, hold onto the rope, have a nice spool, sit on his shovel or sit on his shield, and try to slide down the mountain on the shield while holding the rope, hoping that the net with the snow on top of it is sturdy enough and keeps it there.
Dear God, what is he doing? What is it? Oh God, what is he doing?
Roll me. Oh my God.
Like, I don't even know.
Let's see.
I planned it out really well.
Yeah, I'll find my way up.
No, I mean, just get behind the tree.
Oh, okay. I just kind of roll.
Become a missile.
I see.
You just kind of scoot your way to the side and half coil around the base of a tree. Yeah, Wilhelm, give me a... God, what do I do for this? Give me a sleight of hand and a dexterity. Dexterity check.
I was about to make a joke when in doubt, sleight of hand.
Yep.
Hey, okay. And a dexterity.
Cool.
Well, that's good.
So
I'm not
you're
dexterous when
trying...
doing it. I do it really well.
You're trying to slide down the shield holding the rope with the snow on the net being like a natural weight so that they can
Yes.
use the rope to climb back up, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Or climb back down at this point.
Because
we have to get down.
Your sledding skills rival that of the Jamaican bobsled team. You are amazing as you slide down on Nico's shield like a little child. You're banking, you're dodging two trees as you go down real nice. Like, eventually you lose some of the snow and hit some of the hard-packed dirt and stone, and you just graze right over the top of it like it's nothing. And you're able to control your descent.
Stop.
No, you're able to control your descent as you kind of tug on the rope and you come to a nice slow skid, and you sort of, on a steep angle, you kind of drift sideways and come to a nice stop at an even level with Torin, who now has a hand up against the tree that Hachu is also coiled up around. However, I need the three of you to roll me perception.
How does he keep getting away with this?
Well, that was interesting.
Nice.
The three of
I'm
them
so blind.
aren't gonna notice any
forgot to
of
turn that off.
that happening. Peter doesn't notice. Nikos, roll me perception, please.
Got it.
I was hoping they would notice, but they don't. Nikos notices. Peter's looking off to the side, sort of snow-blinded at the moment, perhaps from rubbing his brow. The three of them are looking to each other and kind of surprised by his means to get down slope. None of them notice the clump of snow with a net meshed into it that is actively rolling and was pulled up in the stop as the rope is slowly wrapping around this growing ball and clump of snow and soil that is descending towards them.
Look out!
Roll me... Roll me Oh man, how do I do
But
this?
Nikos' call out, do I see this?
You'll see it, but you won't be able to do too much before you notice. I need Nikos to roll me a
Not even a single word?
charisma.
Charizzy.
A charisma.
Yeah, roll me charisma. You yell it out, and Peter will definitely notice, and a second too late, he'll notice what you're yelling about. However, the three of them down there won't be able to overhear it past some of the wind and sound, as the three of you must roll me at disadvantage a dexterity save.
No.
Like, seriously, how does he keep getting away with that?
You see, it's just the luck of the German Empire. That is what gets me. Oh shit.
Oh shit, what?
The Germans have great history with the Russian winter.
Oh,
They have
shit,
a great
what?
history with the oh shit.
And Hachu, dex save at disadvantage, please.
We keep losing him.
Why
They
is he
got him
pooping
again.
so much?
Poopenstein.
Rubenstein.
Poopen yet.
Sorry, guys. I got you.
It is okay. Give us that deck save.
At disadvantage.
Yep, I got it. Oh no.
Oh, Jesus.
You are the king of that ones today.
Oh no.
Torn and Wilhelm, you're gonna take the normal damage. Hachu, you're taking double the damage.
I'm going to assume the tree he's wrapped around just gets fucking annihilated.
Oh, thank God.
Well, I guess the tree took a lot of it. 2 of you take 2 damage. Hachu, you're gonna take 4 bludgeoning damage, as all 4 of you are impacted by this snow net-wrapped clud that just catches mostly the tree that I think protects you for the most part. However, you guys get to watch in horror as the 3 of them are now tumbling and rolling with a
Question.
continual fall down slope. Yeah.
Question. Can I use my inspiration dice, or my inspiration, to change the outcome and say the snow exploded when it hit the tree, and we're just wrapped up in the net on the tree?
We're not even at the hard part yet. I'd save the good stuff.
If you want to use your inspiration to cause a redo of that, I will need you to roll me...
I still want bad outcome, so we will be restrained by the net that was inside the snowball to the tree, but we will not be tumbling down.
Roll me survival.
Oh God, that's a great thing for me. Nope.
Oh.
Gonna be like this, huh?
This was a 50-50 roll. You needed a 11 or higher. However, especially with the nat 1, as DM, you have to expend that inspiration point, but it doesn't work. As you guys are impacted by this, and the net will stop at the tree and wrap around the tree. However, the 3 of you will continue falling and getting kicked downwards with it. I need the 3 of you to make me another deck save at disadvantage.
Well, I'm gonna kill you if I survive that.
Oh.
What's happened to it being really cool?
Oh. Damn it.
Nice.
I don't think you want lower than a 6, so we'll just stick with the 6.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't much better anyways.
Well,
Torin,
folks, I don't think we're making the pass today. We're gonna have to backtrack.
Or sleep when we land on the ground.
Torin, as you're tumbling,
I think you're
perhaps
sleeping
because of your
nonetheless.
smaller stature, your tail is going to impact against something and kind of reel you and yanks you out of the general tumble. As you're able to grab onto a stone, you're going to take half damage, but you won't be falling anymore. Hachu and Wilhelm, you're going to take full damage. Ugh. Hachu and Wilhelm, you take 9 more damage as the 2 of you are tumbling. I need both Hachu and Wilhelm. Choose a item in your possession that you will sacrifice.
Oh, Jesus.
Take half, so is that 4 or 5?
5.
The last grenade I kept.
Alright, take away that grenade from your inventory, and Wilhelm, I need a item that you're willing to sacrifice.
I might do something crazy.
Oh no.
And it's going to be very, very story focused. My locket with the picture of my wife and daughter is what I lose.
Alright.
Oh.
Put, remove that from your inventory then, good sir. As the 2 of you continually tumble down, you see some of their gear falling off as they are getting just absolutely rolled down. It is at this point, Torn, you're able to look, gripping onto the rock, you realize you've stopped yourself. The 3 of you up top are kind of watching this horrible incident that unfolded over about 4 seconds. They're now a good couple 100 feet away and continuing to tumble down the side of this mountain, the two of them. I need a full hurrah dex save from the two of you. Not disadvantage, just flat dex save.
Turn off disadvantage. And saving throw.
Oh, thank God.
For
Not
damn
as
smart.
much. Not
Oh
as much.
shit!
Hey, alright. You both will take 4 more damage. However, as you guys find yourself reaching a sort of lull in this drop, as you start to enter the sort of like kind of rounded bowl of the bottom of this pass, Hachu, you're awake and alive, bludgeoned, but you're able to kind of, sort of like snakes do, wriggle their way up out of the sand. You kind of pop your way out. You're bruised, you're battered, you're hurting, you're frostbit. Wilhelm.
Torin's heading after him again. Just so the second he reassessed, he knows shit's bad. So
Make me a acrobatics roll as you try to descend down to catch him. Wilhelm, I need a fuck, what is the name of those rolls again? Let me double check, because I am stupid.
Death save.
Death save, that's it. Thank you.
oh,
It was gonna happen.
that's a 22 on the acrobatics, by the way.
Fantastic. Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Add 2 to your failed death save counter. Torin, you descend this mountainside like Sam running down the fucking mountain to save Frodo. You're just almost forward sprinting down it. As you'll get to the bottom, slide on your side, and you scoot over. You see what might be Wilhelm's arm, kind of like his elbow sticking out of the snowpack, and you see Hachu kind of slung out, breathing and hurt, but awake, and that's the scene that you come to.
These guys, they got you. What the?
Check
he's
Wilhelm.
digging.
Check Wilhelm.
He's digging.
Roll me dexterity.
I tried. I stumble up and try to help him.
18 minus 3, so 15.
I shouldn't have given him the shield. Let's get down there.
Here, I'm gonna hand him the other end of my 50 feet of rope and play it around your waist. We'll go down together.
Got it.
That
Won't
dexterity's
do
at
that?
15 because I rolled a save on accident. So.
Gotcha. The three of you
I'll
kind of
do it.
tie yourself as the three will start descending. We'll get to you guys in a moment. I need a collective acrobatics from the, acrobatics from the three of you descending. As we'll get back down to the snowfall in the bottom of the pack here. You said you were helping dig them out?
Yeah, I will.
Alright, roll me
I think there's-
dexterity as well.
Yeah, Leroy, don't we?
Yep, you guys got Leroy with you.
Claw
I'm
hands are
invincible.
great for digging in snow.
Hachu's a bit beat up, but he's trying to help scoot and dig them out. Torin, as you are digging, that's a 15. You manage to uncover what is most of his left arm and left torso, and the edge of his head as you're able to raise it out. I need another death save from you, Wilhelm.
Oh, thank God.
Ooh, okay, add one
Oh.
success.
No, you gotta breathe, you moron! You breathe air!
He's like
Peter-
slapping him and shit. Like,
Attack. Oh god, how do IFACs work in this?
You just use them as an action. They're basic medical that apply to general wounds and damage. And IFAC offers a, let me double check here. A regular
Nasopharyngeal
IFAC
airway.
is 1d8 plus 1 healing. So roll a d8 and add 1 to it, healing.
All right. I apply that to Wilhelm.
Alright.
The healing, not the feather fall, I presume.
Yeah, I meant to open it up to look at the range of it.
Oh,
but...
good. Acrobatics. Athletics.
Wow, a whole 2.
Oh.
He tries to bandage and help a bit, but this is one of those heavy fall instances where you can patch some of the breaks and fractures and bruises, but it's a little bit fruitless. Do recover 2 health, but as you're digging him out, kind of raising his head, trying to do that, you can see the other 3 kind of tied together, descending down rather rapidly. A little haphazardly, you're slipping on your heels a bit, but you guys were trying to take a much more direct approach to getting down to him. Not nearly as much snow on the ground as most of it did, thankfully, go down. I need another death save from you, Wilhelm.
Come on, we got his head out. Oh.
Alrighty, add another success.
Doran is still digging, still doing like the helmet wrapping, you know. Like, hello.
By the way, I'm at a full count right now. If this were baseball.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, I know.
You guys are able to, the 2 of you are able to pull him mostly out of the snow and set him down. He is absolutely battered. The lens on his goggles are cracked open. As the other 3, you guys come descending down, you're able to untie yourselves as you come to the last part of the slope and start to hit the flat, where all the really loose snow and dirt is all packed up. You see Torn kind of kneeling nearby Wilhelm.
I cast Spare the Dying on Wilhelm.
Need to do something. Do
All
something
right.
now.
Spare the Dying, if I'm not mistaken, will stabilize him at 1 HP or prevent him
No,
from
it makes
immediately dying, correct?
I do not have to make any more death saving throws, but I don't have health yet.
Perfect.
Also, am I technically at 0 health?
Technically.
Yeah,
Okay.
it stabilizes you at 0 health. Is what Spare the Dying does. Apart from that, I am going to hit him with the Surgeon's Kit because none of my healing spells actually have that much HP. Well, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use that fancy. I'm gonna use that fancy feature that I haven't had a chance to touch at all yet because I just got it, and I'm gonna cast Wood Casting Lay on Hands on him, just res him back to full or 40 HP.
If you choose to dump 40 HP into him, you have a usable pool.
How fucked up are you, Hachu? What's your
12
HP
health.
at? What's your HP at?
12.
Oh shit.
I can give Hachu an IFAC. I still have 2.
All right.
Yeah, as you
Yeah.
run up to him, you'll cast
I'm
that
gonna
to
dump my
him.
whole Lay on Hands on Wilhelm.
Gotcha. Wilhelm, you can take away the death save rolls and put yourself back up to full health as you're going to have 2
Full health
heavy
or
hands.
40?
Is it 40 points? Yeah, 40 points.
Okay.
Yep.
As you're going to have 2 heavy hands touch to you, and you all will get to see some slightly clerical magic kind of emanate from his hands and heal you for 40 points.
Why did you learn to do that?
You are never doing that again.
The question was, before I got buried, did I look really cool?
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
If I tell you no, will you not do it again?
No, I'll try to do it again until I look cool.
You look like
And you
something
look
out
real
of-
cool.
I mean, he did.
You look like something out of Mickey Mouse.
You really did look cool. I mean, until
Was
he,
it?
almost
I was
killed
like-
us.
Oh, hey, he did live. As of just like,
Bandaging yourself.
just like,
Did you need one or both IFACs?
probably.
you-
Give it to me, Leroy. I'll do it.
Wait,
All right,
I
I'm
want to help
giving
too.
giving 2 IFACs to Peter.
I'm gonna use mine on Hachu.
Wilhelm, roll a d8, and Peter, give me 2 IFAC rolls, 2 d8s.
I already got my D.
I was
my
showing
iPhone.
1d8 plus 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 1d8 plus
Okay,
1.
just
However,
making
Peter, I think, gets a slightly higher number. If I'm not
Holy
mistaken.
shit.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but I should be able to add something to it, I think.
I think it was
it
your
his
charisma
medicine?
modifier is added to it.
Which is
Can we,
2,
can
so
we
that's
stop?
actually
Can we
4.
stop with the nat ones tonight? Holy
I
shit! How
know.
many has that been?
It's been a lot.
There's the other one, which is 5.
So you
You
gain...
suck at giving me health.
You gain,
14.
14 health, Hachu, as the two of them are starting to bandage you and check you over and fix some of the scrapes that you got going on, but it's not enough to really reset some of the vertebrae that are kind of crimped and the big old gash on the side of your head.
Oh, by the way, I'm taking off my goggles. I'm casting Mending on them.
All right, subtract the spell slot as you bend your goggles and put them back on.
Mending is a cantrip, my friend.
Oh yeah, okay. You mend your goggles back.
A best cantrip.
I need it to heal my guy, so I switched out Lightning Lure for it. But I also forgot to put it on here, so I need to add it real quick. Let me pull it up.
You guys are able to take a few moments as you realize just how far you guys descended rapidly. As, yeah, there's a lot of soft packed snow around you, a couple trees taken down, and a nice clear path where you guys caused, more snow to fall.
This mountain sucks. This snow sucks.
I hate the cold. I want to go back to Louisiana. This sucks.
Someone light a fire for the snake.
I want y'all to know that in nearly 2 hours of gameplay today, we have had 7 nat ones.
Promising.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 20s.
It's only been about
atrocious.
1 because we started basically an hour late.
This is session 0 all over again.
So it's 7 in about 1 hour actually.
7 in an hour is rough.
Well, we started
That's
at 7, right?
No, we started at, I guess, 7 your time. Well,
Yeah,
more
so
like
it's
7:30.
It's almost 9 now, so yeah, 2 hours. Because we're not in Arizona, you fuckers.
I'm not either. We started at fucking like almost like 7 my time because fucking we waited like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Do
Session
we,
started at 7 o'clock.
now that we've healed everyone up, do we see any more signs of life that aren't from the villages?
As you guys are kind of standing by and looking about, I need investigation from those of you who are trying to take in the area around you.
I'm not in this point.
Torin is looking around and also confirming where they are, where they believe they are, with the full navigation set that he's always had and never used.
Hey, all right.
Oh, very nice.
Look at that.
Bro's just ripping out that fucking,
Sextant?
I can't remember what it, sextant, that's it.
He's got a
Just so
sextant and a
just
compass.
So, since we're counting nat 1s, that is now our 4th nat 20.
Damn, all right. Nikos and Leroy,
God forbid we roll middling.
you guys are in a valley. There's snow. Might still be in Georgia. Not really sure. Peter, Hachu, and goddamn, especially Torn, you guys kind of look and you realize you are in kind of the middle, dead middle of Ushba Pass, which means almost straight north of you. You can figure out pretty quickly there's the peak of Mount Ushba, nice and jagged and angry looking. And directly to your south should be another village. You guys are precisely where you think you are.
Torin gives the exact coordinates of where they are.
Feeds a nice 8-digit grid tool.
Hey, we got one of them 16-digit grids with that with that investigation point.
Honestly, yeah, within that 20, it's a friggin' like, yeah, that'd be like a 16-digit. It's down to the foot.
Exact altitude.
And altitude. And pressure.
He's got the barometer out. He's spinning the little thing.
Oh, God. Yeah, you guys are exactly where you think you are. However, a little battered. It seems you've definitely left evidence that something here fell and caused a second mini avalanche. However, at this time, a fair bit of time has passed. We'll say about Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 hours, give or take.
How's the light looking?
Down in this pass, not very much light. The sun having already passed, gone past noon, is starting to make its way towards the mountain peak, and pretty soon you guys will be in full valley darkness. You're looking maybe at like, 2 o'clock.
Say we keep going.
When we continue on the course, we're sticking much more towards the down slope. We're not going all the way up the mountain.
No,
That's
no.
just the way the hexes are laid out.
Yeah.
No, we're staying in the dip of the valley for sure.
Yeah, and I'm following somebody who can, stop the fall more like it.
All right, you guys.
I think we'll do one more hex before we call it for the night.
You guys are gonna press on north further into the canyon.
Mm-hmm.
North.
By the way, do I know that I lost my thing?
You do not.
Cool. Just double checking.
At the next long rest, you will be able to figure that out. Because every long rest, it's kind of implied you guys do like an inventory check of sorts. You kind of check yourself over. However,
Every long rest up until now, Wilhelm has stared wistfully at his locket.
on one side it's got his wife, on the other side it's Hitler.
Oh, that's just my daughter.
That's dark.
It's Hitler with a bunch of stab marks in it.
Yeah, this one doesn't require any specific rolls or saves as you continue a little battered, a little extra cold. You make your way along the bottom of this pass, trying not to go along the stream or any of the little ice buildup. It's pleasant enough. The snow drifts are a little bit higher, a little bit heavier. The wind blast is coming from the north and kind of hitting you in the face, but it seems to be at a higher elevation, not quite this low down. The trees are breaking it up a fair bit. As you guys continue on north for another about hour, before you come to a nice stop, it's about 3 to 4ish in the afternoon. The sun is now starting to set, and you're noticing the temperature is getting significantly cooler within this valley.
Can one of y'all start a fire?
I don't know, can we?
Roll me nature.
I mean, at worst case scenario, I have some torches and a tinderbox.
I can't find nature.
Is this where we're stopping?
I can't find wood.
You can't find dry enough wood, unfortunately.
What if I cast Destroy Water on it?
Hachu finds it, Torn finds it, the two of them especially wanting some warmth come back with a nice bundle of twigs and dry wood that they dug out from, thankfully, stuff that wasn't built up or covered by snow or water runoff.
We won't get away from this. I want the rule clarification on whether or not I can cast Destroy Water to make wet wood into dry wood.
You can indeed. If
To
you
know.
feel petty enough to need to do that.
Not necessarily petty enough, just desperate enough.
I like the shape of this log. I don't want to find another log. I like this log.
Raining, make the camp, sit down on the log is wet, god damn it. Cast Destroy Water, sit back down on the now dry log.
Pretty much, yeah. No, it's actually extremely useful, but yeah, you're trying to find some drier wood, and you see Hachu and Torn both with a armful each of some twigs and sticks and drier tinder as they're starting to set it all up and place it in a little pile for you.
I suppose this is where we're stopping for the night. And yes.
Sounds like it.
Well, it would seem.
I don't
As
want
good
to
a
fall
place as
again.
any.
He doesn't like falling. Yeah, you guys will set up a nice little camp. You'll have to get some of the snow out of the backpacks that are on the people that took little tumbles. but everything's snowy here, so it's kind of like heavy snow camping anyway.
We're taking a long rest. I'm hitting those with destroy water.
You unroll the 3 tents, start to place them up, take some time, you get 2 little benches kind of going, you get your fire going. Are you guys wanting to... What kind of campsite are you wanting to make? Like a more scattered one, a more dense one? You going more for camouflage, or more for just general, like, shape and practicality? What kind of campsite is the party wanting to build?
I think we're going for practicality.
Yes.
Fucking 3 tents around a fire.
I'm going to defer to the gentleman with war experience on this one.
I've never been snow camping before in my life and never planned to, so I have no idea what's actually better.
Depends on how bad the snow's been.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna look at it, you could do it.
Peter would know.
Yeah, that's I meant in character. I was referring to Peter. Whatever he says is a.
So, we could do it wagon wheel style, which is essentially. I know we don't have wagons, but you set up the tents so they block the fire and block the wind from each other as much as possible.
Alright. So kind of a side tent triangle around the fire with some logs and making sure trees kind of help cause a little bit of a windbreak for you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all about diffusion.
Yeah. Alright, seems solid. You guys are able to set up your camp after a while. We got 3 different tents. Which 2 of you are occupying tent 1?
I'm sleeping with Torin.
Oh.
Why?
Someone put that in quotes.
No, probably not the best word choice.
It is now.
No, I'll be rooming with Peter, unless he needs to tend to Wilhelm or Snake Boy.
Do either of them need more detailed attentions?
Wilhelm's relatively okay, despite being a little shooketh. Hachu got pretty battered. He might need a little bit more.
Yes, I'm still missing 19 health.
Torin's got some good abrasions and probably a
Hey, me too.
sprain.
I would like to say we
Yeah.
probably shouldn't leave the reptiles in their own tent.
I can stay
Yeah,
with
we just split them
Torin.
up.
What do you mean by that?
You are cold-blooded, are you not? At
I'm
least
not.
Hachu is.
I am not cold-blooded. We've had this conversation before. See, look.
He breathes air and there's steam.
I'm not cold-blooded.
Hachu, I have an idea for you. Am I able to find some, like, decent-sized rocks around?
You can find some of the kind of black chipped up rock bits here and there, yeah.
Okay. Basically, I'm gonna take a bunch of those
Yeah.
rocks. I'm gonna put them next to the fire. And then, let's see what I have in my thing.
A very real-life tactic, warming rock.
Yeah.
Hell
I've
yeah.
done
Basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm making warming rocks. I'm gonna put them essentially around his sleeping bag, so that way the heat can diffuse to him while he's sleeping.
Okay. So tent 1 is Torn and Wilhelm. Tent 2 is Peter and Hachu?
I thought it was Peter and Leroy.
Or Peter
Peter and
Leroy?
Hachu works.
Yeah,
Hachu.
Peter and Hachu.
And then tent 3 is
Nikos
Leroy and the Blue Mage.
God.
True.
Leroy and
That's what
Nikos.
AI thinks.
Do you mean the cowboy and the blue mage?
The cowboy.
Yeah,
and the
there
Blue
we go.
Mage. That's a romance novel if I ever heard one.
I don't even have a name. I'm just the Prussian officer.
The
Well,
soldier.
before that, you were the blue soldier.
Oh, I was.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Alright, you guys set up your camp. Are there going to be any watches established? You guys will need 3 watches.
Well, I mean, I am German, so there's a
Sure.
chance I do have a watch.
Apart from Hachu, who's down for the count due to having the shit beat
I'll
out of him,
be-
who
I'll
has
be
the
taking
highest passive
first.
perceptions?
I would
I'll be
probably
taking,
like to sleep as a person.
Yeah, I'll be taking first watch. I have
Alright.
15 in perception.
Leroy takes
I'll take
first.
second.
Nico
I
takes
also have a
last.
15.
second, and Peter takes third. All right. Yeah, you guys are able to. Oh,
Before everyone goes to sleep, like, you know, when they're laying there in the dark, Torn is going to have a brief conversation with Wilhelm, if that's okay.
I was just about to ask if you guys are
Oh, yeah.
having any combos or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna sanctify the area that we're sleeping on, like we discussed way back.
Ooh. Okay, I will add
Yeah.
that to my notes.
Yeah, Wilhelm, it's dark. You're probably about to go to sleep, and then from next to you, or whatever, you just hear Torn in the dark. He just says,
Wilhelm, I'm starting to suspect that I value your life more than you value your life. Are you already asleep? Is he asleep? Okay, good night.
Wilhelm, you are muted at the moment.
He was fucking asleep. I'm not repeating that line.
Yeah, I think he was asleep at the moment. Damn. Yeah, he's already heavily asleep. Obviously, from the wounds and being kind of damaged, I don't think he would have fully heard it.
What was that? Sorry.
Never mind.
It's all good.
Intense character moments in your AFK.
I need to get ibuprofen. I have a massive headache right now. Sorry.
It's all good.
It's probably in character too.
Yeah.
I
Being,
have a massive headache.
bit of a headache, a bit of sore. You're out almost instantly once you lay down. And Thorn, you kind of realize this as you lay back on your side. And anything else you want to do before heading to bed, or?
No, I'm gonna fucking sleep.
Alrighty. Anyone else having any conversations or any other notes that you're gonna do before starting the night cycle?
Did my shield go tumbling too? Or was that at the crash site?
It went tumbling down with it, but you were able to recover it in the snow.
Alright.
So when Torn finally goes to sleep, I'm gonna try to harvest his kidneys. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Kobolds even have kidneys?
They do.
They're
Yeah.
normal physiology.
Peter, as you finish kind of sanctifying the area and blessing it so that the grounds are at least temporarily holy, you're able to nestle in and everyone's able to get cozy for the night. As we get to our first watch, Leroy, I would like a perception roll from you, please. You're able to kind of walk a little bit of a perimeter, kind of keep yourself around the base of trees, kind of dig yourself in, and having your rifle at the ready every so often. There's the occasional snap of a twig or a branch falling down from the weight of snow, but outside of that, no movement, nothing watching, nothing moving, nothing that you see or notice is around during your watch as the nighttime fully starts to set in within this darker valley. End of your shift comes up, and Nikos is on second shift. How do you wake him?
My turn.
Leroy?
Yeah.
How do you wake Nikos for the next shift?
Drips down the mountain.
What's the time currently?
You guys are pushing about 9 o'clock.
So 2100. Yeah.
Yeah, about 2100.
I'm just gonna lean down in Nikos' ear while he's peacefully slumbering and go, 9 o'clock and all's well.
Was that necessary?
Oh, I mean, I probably drew unnecessary attention to us, but it's your turn.
Alright. Get up and go pop a squat by
Hop a
A
squat.
log on the campfire.
Hey, would you guys keep it down over there? I'm trying to have deep introspective thoughts.
Do I have a direct line of sight to Colwald?
You can see his tent.
Okay, I can't see him though.
Yeah,
right?
the tent's flapped up.
Okay. Well, since I've been relieved, can I make a stealth roll?
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna try and sneak up to his tent and throw a snowball at him.
Yeah, roll me stealth.
That was not a good time for this.
Failure.
Wilhelm's pretty heavily sleeping from the wound and the impact, but Torin, in your kind of half sleep introspect, your eyes kind of look up, and with your kind of lizard ear up against the ground, you're able to hear crunch, crunch,
So,
crunch
way
as it
this
gets
is
to the
gonna
flap of
happen-
your tent.
So, Leroy, you are going to open the tent flap to immediately see a kobold's head glaring out at you.
I'm just gonna smile and throw it anyway.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Roll dexterity, Leroy.
Torin isn't in the right headspace for this.
Torin, does that beat your AC in 18?
Yes, it does.
You take a snowball straight to the face. It's kind of a softball pitch, not a full throw, but he nails you about 2 feet away in the face with a snowball.
Okay, so there's about 2 seconds of delay, and then there is a furious kobold missile hurling itself at you.
Roll me dexterity.
11.
What's your AC, Leroy?
Well,
You catch
It
this
went up,
kobold
remember?
landing square in your chest. Like,
what?
it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't knock you back. It doesn't knock you over. But
You should have missed.
no, he doesn't miss. He just doesn't knock you back like he was intended. You just get a kobold first head and then lower legs connecting with your chest as he just kind of impacts against you.
Catch him
So,
square
at
in
this
your
point- at
chest and
this
spin him
point-
around like a small child.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm wrapping my arms around him and going for the psychological warfare and just stroking his head, going, there. It's okay.
He
Roll
is
me strength, and Torn, how are you taking that?
he is trying to punch Leroy in the face now.
Roll me strength as
Great.
well, then. We'll do opposing strength. The two weakest characters fighting. Oh no. You wrap one arm around his midsection to try to hold him and pet him, but you find your right hand is now having to go up as, Torn, are these, haha punches, or are these, like, punches?
These are punches.
Roll me 2d4.
4.
You take,
Okay,
two
break
decent
it up.
punches to the chin and the side of the face, Leroy, as he is actually, like, trying to wail on you. Yeah, Nikos, you just see Leroy holding him kind of against his chest, and Torrin's just, like, actually grit teeth, like, square punching him in the jaw.
Just fucking wailing on you.
1, 2, 3, 4. I would have had that re-rolled if he had actually not rolled in that one.
Yeah, he's, like, actually punching you. Your monocle kind of falls off and is hanging to the side of your face. Like, you got 2 good hits in.
I'm just laughing. I'm laughing because I totally deserved it.
Are you gonna put
And that's
him
my
down?
response. I am laughing while he's hitting me.
Are you gonna try to put him down?
I mean, I'll just drop him. I'll let go. He'll
I'll
drop.
just let go and he'll drop that. Yeah, he
He'll
just
flop
kind
him
of
down.
brings
snow.
his arm and you land on your, roll me a dex save, Torn.
17.
Oh yeah, your tail touches the ground first and works kind of as a guide as you land on the back of your claws and then are fully standing in front of him.
He's gonna gut check him.
Roll me strength.
Look, we've had a long day. Let's
Oh.
just go back to the tent and rest, alright?
Torn, Roll me a d4.
Oh.
You punch his rather ostentatious Copeland belt buckle square, and you take 3 bludgeoning to your hand.
This fucking.
Are you okay?
He's gonna turn around and walk away. Go back into his tent.
Just imagine him holding his nose up while he's holding his hand, and he's just kind of stiff-legged marching away with his tail pointing straight up. That's how I'm imagining it.
Do you always have to antagonize him so much?
Oh, he's like a little brother. I'm still chuckling to myself as I reach down and grab my monocle and wipe it off. I'm still chuckling. If you've never had a sibling, you wouldn't understand.
If you say so. Oh.
Music's doing a hiccup. There we go.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
thought that
afraid
was
that was
my
my
headset
internet for a
restarting.
second.
No. Yeah, you're able to wipe your monocle and make your way into the tent that is now free for you. As Nikos, you're able to walk away from that for the moment, and Torn, I'm assuming you close the flap and you're staying in your tent.
Yeah.
Alright.
Noting probably.
Yeah, brooding a bit. Yeah, you're able to take up watch as it's now very dark. It's nice and overcast, so there's little to no stars, almost no ambient light. Moon's not super bright
I have
either.
dark vision.
You do have dark vision, which is good for you. You're able to take up a position and give me a perception check as your shift will go down.
Damn. I wasted the good perception check watching
Watching
Leroy throw the
fight.
snowball.
Yeah. You think it seems relatively safe. You're kind of walking, doing the occasional lap, kind of orbiting the camp, sitting inside the camp, warming up every so often, even though you don't really need to because it feels nice and beach weather to you right now anyway. You're constant in beach bod mode, so yeah, pretty cozy, pretty comfy. As it starts to approach what you think is the end of your shift, and you realize Peter is supposed to take third shift, I need you to roll me another perception roll, please.
Got it.
Way better.
Shit.
Totally better. You, make your way over to the tent that has Peter and Hachu in it. It's physically warmer as you approach it because of the warming stones around the edge of it, which is probably pretty nice for Hachu. He's got his nice little warm pocket going in there, Peter laying beside. How are you gonna wake up Peter?
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder, give him a little shake, like, Peter, your shift.
Peter died in the middle of the night.
Oh no.
Died of old age.
Yeah. I wake up. Yeah. He's got it. I'll get out, kind of shake myself a little bit. In lieu of splashing my face with water, I'm gonna stick my face in the snow for a minute, and then grab my rifle and go on watch.
It's a whole lot of nothing.
Did you bless the snow first?
Peter, give me a perception roll, please.
I'm all duck into my tent.
As Nikos says specifically, whole lot of nothing, and you raise your face up from the snow, kind of wiping it, waking yourself up, you look just over his shoulder, standing about 10 feet behind him. Let me post this in-game images.
It's a bear.
I wish.
Oh, headache hurts.
Oh.
Just standing there in nice traditional kind of Georgian Russian clothing and a long coat, big ol' fuzzy headdress of sorts, is what looks like a somewhat maybe 5'2" bipedal crow. However, instead of wings, it seems to have kind of clawed arms of sorts that seem to be down in pockets. And it's just kind of standing there absently looking towards the two of you.
Do I recognize anything about it beyond that it's wearing Georgian clothes?
It's Georgian clothed. If you would like to, you can roll me a nature roll.
So if it's in Georgian clothes, does that mean it's wearing like, you know, a full-on clan?
No, it's wearing that slate gray from the minis.
Oh god. I hate that. Funnily enough, you have never seen this kind of creature before, it seems.
I'm gonna point him out to Nikos.
Well, that's just embarrassing.
Well, it would seem. You want to go say hello? His recompense.
Well, I don't speak Russian or Georgian.
See it slightly tilt its head and takes kind of a half step back. You notice it has very kind of bird-like feet with 3 claws and long hind toe kind of sticking out. And the upper part of it seems to be wrapped in a whole lot of cloth and kind of like rags to keep warm, kind of working like winter greaves of sorts.
I'm gonna wave at it.
It kind of tilts its
Lightly.
head a little bit more, raises one hand up. It's got a very long sleeve, but gives a brief wave. Its beak opens up just a little bit. Peter, you've especially heard this sound. Actually, all the party has heard this sound one time in specific. It is the bolt action cocking sound of a Mosnagon. The tick 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 tick.
Now, do I awake from this sound?
The rest of you, if your passive perception is above a 16, you can be awoken by this.
Nope. Just Hachu.
And it made this sound. It's not.
It made the sound.
Okay.
Kind of tilts its head a little bit more to the opposite side. Its beak kind of showing mostly where it's focusing. Looks at the shield and spear in Nikos' hands. Looks to the rifle in your hand. Looks back up to you. Kind of a questioning face, and makes the bolt action sound again.
I'm gonna sling the rifle. And
I'm all
how
but
far
my
away is it?
spear away.
About 10 feet away.
In that case, I'm just going to pointedly ask it. Do you speak Russian?
Head tilts just a little bit, looks out to the side, looks back towards you. And because I'm not the best at replicating your guys' voices, you hear its beak open and you hear Peter's voice perfectly. Do you speak Russian?
Well, that's interesting.
Oh god.
Kind of looks up on the mountainside where a little bit down to the south, and then back over, opens its beak just a little bit, and you get a perfect echoing sound of the avalanche. Clacks its beak once, and you get a perfect recreated sound of Wilhelm making muffled yells and kind of screams under the snow as he was tumbling down.
I presume as part of our kit we have things like notebooks, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pull mine out and I'm gonna write onto it in a piece of paper. Go grab Torin.
Yeah.
Keep quiet. Go grab Torin. Don't say anything, and I'm gonna hand it to Nikos.
All right. I'll go over to Torrent's tent.
I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna not sit. I'm gonna Slav squat in front of it, kind of just looking at it.
It's got those sort of backwards jointed bird legs, kind of like Torin has, and it does its own sort of version of a Slav squat in front of you.
I'll wake him up, shake him a little bit.
How's training out?
I'll hold my finger to my lips.
Okay.
Write down on the notepad, we have a guest, and flip it over to him.
He's just going to add a question mark after guest and then raise an eyebrow at Nikos.
The irony.
And I'm all, start to duck out again.
Alright, I guess that Torin's gonna don his coat, follow him out.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna see if he's mimicking my movements or just the noises I'm making.
It seems he was only mimicking the noises. His movements are very kind of bipedal bird-like. There's the occasional look north or south, and then the slight rotation of his head, like left or right, as he's just kind of looking you over.
Would it require a performance check to put on an accent that's noticeably not my own?
You should be able to do so. Are you trying to convince it that it's your, actual accent?
No. I'm just trying to speak in a way that if it says something, it won't confuse anybody else.
Yeah, you can do that. What do you choose to say?
I'm going to ask it who it is. We'll throw a little bit of LARP in there, and I'm going to try and do a St. Petersburg accent as opposed to my
Your best
Cossack
American
one.
accent.
Tilts its head a little bit, looks down at your feet, looks back up to you, tilts its head the other way, and asks in a pretty much fully replicated St. Petersburg, exactly as you did, with a slightly different tinge to it. What is your name? And then tilts its head up just a little bit and makes the bolt action Mosnagot sound.
I'm hearing this now, right?
As you approach up with Nikos beside, you see it raise its head and make the bolt action sound before looking back down.
What is... So... Friend of yours?
I'm gonna shrug my shoulders.
I'm going to keep the accent up, and I'm going to say, I've never seen him before in my life.
Tilts his head a little bit and looks between the three of you, and you hear in Torin's voice, friend of yours? And then in Peter's voice, life?
Oh no.
Torin, roll me history or arcana.
21 on history.
Let me DM to you some information here.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to write down on a piece of paper to Nikos again to tell him to go wake everybody up and let them know what's going on, but not have them assemble yet. Do we get any recovery from our long rest or no?
Yeah, you guys get full recovery if you want to full up your health and stats and whatnot.
I'm gonna start rousing everyone.
We'll get to that in just a moment. Let me get this message going.
Make sure to not say anything and make sure they don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell coo? Like a bird's coo.
C-O-O.
Yeah, it's a COO.
The birds of the coop are cooing while they stage a coup.
As you're kind of looking them over, Torn, everyone else, you're slowly woken up by Nikos, who gives you a little shake as Wilhelm, Leroy, and Hachu, you guys are able to kind of groggily wake up and make your way out of the tent, getting your garb on as you look over to see Torn.
Peter said not to assemble yet, so I'm telling them to stay there. Just get ready.
Gotcha.
The indication on the note was to go through one by one and let them know what's happening in written form.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, you guys will be made aware that you're gearing up in your tent and that there is possibly something outside, and you can hear a little bit of sound from them talking. But you will all be able to kind of ready yourselves from within the tent.
So, after seeing it and hearing it speak, Torn is going to look very briefly terrified as his mind runs through a list of options, and then he's going to immediately stop looking terrified as realization sets in. So he's gonna look between Peter, then look back to the birds. Pick, Kenku, huh?
Tilts its head a little bit, and in your voice, Kenku.
Alright. Torn's gonna look to Peter. Don't worry, it's not what I thought it was. We're fine. It's just probably local here, and they're a very rare race. They can only speak in they're mimics, mimickers, not actually mimics. Just they can only use phrases in which they've heard sounds. If we gave him enough to work off of, we could probably have a conversation with us. Isn't that right, Kenku?
Nods its head once slowly and puts one of its long-sleeved hands to its chest. And in Peter's voice, what is your name? And then in Torn's voice, Kenku, and then makes the Mosin bolt action sound.
See? Oh, that's weird. I am. I suppose I can let them know. I'm Torn. If the others want to give their names, they can. This is please excuse our trepidation for meeting a strange creature watching us at night on the middle of a mountainside. It's a bit strange, you know.
Just repeats back to you, I'm Torn.
No. Yeah, I see. Okay, and I suppose we can't know your name because you can't say your name. That's inconvenient.
I suppose its name is that bolt action sound.
Is that your name?
Unless he's trying to warn us about something.
In Peter's voice, what is your name? And then in Torn's previous statement, unless you can't say your name, and then makes the Mosin bolt action noise again. And taps his chest twice.
At Tanagra. Taka, when the walls fell.
I guess his name is a sound, which is, understandable. Okay, this is... Is this what we're looking for up here?
Are you from here? I can't even do that. What?
Yeah.
Insert horrendous replica of bolt action sound.
Mosin. Let's call him Mosin.
Snick clack. We'll call him Snick clack.
Kind of looks up the pass, looks back towards you for a moment, head kind of twitches a little bit to the side. Where from? And kind of points a little bit past you, down to the south, and then brings his arm kind of wide and to the southeast, and it replicates the sound of the avalanche that you guys had just caused, with Wilhelm's scream somehow mixed in with that sound, and then kind of caresses its hand to make like over the mountain sound.
You came to see what happened with the avalanche.
Just kind of looks at you blankly.
Nothing bad. Everyone's fine. I think. Bruised egos.
Peter, you're the only one that can speak most dialects of Russian, right?
You gave me everything Slavic.
Everything but Red Russian.
You'll be, except for Red Russian. You'll recognize a good chunk of it as it is in a more Georgian southern dialect, but you'll hear him kind of lower his head and in what sounds like a very gravelly, concerned Georgian accent. My house! What happened to my house? Who caused the avalanche?
Oh. Oh wait, I can't understand that.
Yeah, I'll translate that.
Oh. Well, that's it's a bit of a whoops, isn't it?
It takes a little half sidestep and kind of takes a posture like it's very angry, looking to the side, and kind of points out at nothing. You, Kenku, go find what did this. And then turns and looks back to you, pats its chest twice, and makes the bolt action sound again.
Oh. So how do you want to proceed here then? Because I'm.
Was anybody hurt in the avalanche?
Kind of looks to you, Torn, and then looks back to Peter. Squints a little like it's thinking. And will kind of shake its entire upper half side to side in a no fashion.
How do we make this right?
Tilts its head just a little bit. Doesn't seem to fully grasp.
So you've now.
Is the man who sent you part of the party?
Tilts its head a little bit to the other side, kind of questioning.
A official?
Tilts its head a little bit, looks off to the side, looks back at Nikos, looks over to you. Starts taking a couple slow steps forward as it approaches in front of you and is going to kind of reach a sort of feathered clawed hand out of the sleeve towards your shoulder pauldrons of your jacket and taps that.
You know I'm wearing Nikos' jacket, right?
Oh yeah, you are wearing Nikos' jacket.
Such a nice jacket too.
It does not tap your shoulder pauldron then.
I specifically did not bring my white army jacket.
You are right. If that's the case, then it just kind of remains standing there looking towards you.
Alright, wait, so. Assuming that you have found who did this, what are you going to do now?
Kind of looks upwards for a moment, looks towards the valley, looks back towards you, recreates the sound of the first avalanche that seemed to catch one of the houses, and then recreates the sound of Hachu making his particular yell in the second one as he fell, and kind of opens its arms outwards to make like a circle with its arms, and then slowly opens its arms like it's conveying or displaying something that would be in front of it.
And you were right.
It kind of chops up what you say as it looks at you. Ken, right? And then makes the bolt action noise.
I'm gonna give it the notebook and pencil.
It'll take it, kind of expose both of its claws and feathers, tilts its head a little bit, and starts quite literally kind of chicken scratch writing on the notepad, and I'll start using in-game images. Keep in mind, all of this will be in a sort of Georgian Russian writing.
since Bolt.
Oh,
Oh,
his
that's
name is
cute.
Bolt.
Oh, both, I get it, because the cluck. Yeah, I like that. That's a good touch.
He's from Mestia.
Okay.
Gotta check my notes.
Right. Yeah. It seems our little accident on the mountain destroyed the home of the local commissar.
Oh, that's just great.
Quick, bury him.
Are you referring to Thorin here?
No, the commissar. We can't have us getting out.
Not you. You know, what Bolt is writing.
Kind of
What's
looks
wrong?
over at him, looks back at Torn, looks back to you.
Looks back to
He's
who, me?
writing something.
Looks back to Torn and then starts
Oh.
scribbling and then looks back up to you and holds a notebook up.
In the
Technically, I
dragon.
told you to stay in the tent, but you might have ignored me.
He was
He totally
interested.
Do I have any idea what he means by kin of dragon?
Not really.
If not, kobold. Thorin, what would you know about dragon kin here? He says red soldiers do not like them. Do the dragon kin have anything to do with the Amazons?
Why do the Red Soldiers not like the dragons? History 16.
Yeah, with that history check, Slavic mythos and lore take rather great exception to draconic ancestry and creatures.
Unless you're Serbian.
Unless you're Serbian, then dragons are the coolest fucking thing ever. Within the Rusviet territory, dragons, like most parts of Europe, are bad omens and destructive and selfish and angry and mean. They're not so much enlightened creatures like you would find in parts of Asia or Africa.
Also, they're just Soviets. They don't like anyone.
That too.
I mean,
Yeah, that.
well, given the fact that I'm a kobold and kobolds have a history with dragons, I mean, guilty by association, I suppose.
No, he says not kobold. King of dragon. Amazons, warrior women.
Are the Amazonians dragon kind? Dragonkin?
I thought you would know.
We don't know anything about them.
He's gonna look at the bird.
Are they the people up here in the mountain? Are they dragons? Dragonkin?
Dragonkin, not warriors.
But they are dragonkin.
Dragonkin, dragons. Dragonkin, dragons of kinship.
I guess they are dragonkin. Okay, that's just what I was asking.
Or are you saying you are worried that the Soviets will hunt down these dragonkin as if they are responsible for this?
I think that's exactly what he's saying. I mean, if we did cause the avalanche, maybe we could,
How many Soviets are in Mestia? So what makes you say Red Soldiers will investigate? Red Soldiers in Bashili, do we know where that is? Not want anything to happen within mountain range. Anything happen, Red Soldiers take away, kill Dragonkin.
oh, that's wonderful. That's just great. Is there a chance we could frame somebody else? I mean, it was us.
Tilts its head a little bit and looks to you and replicates in your voice. Frame somebody else?
Yeah, okay. So. It's an avalanche. Avalanches kill people, right? What's the likelihood that somebody who caused the avalanche also died in the avalanche? Because I mean,
Do you
He
happen
looks
to have a
down
body
and
to give up?
starts, like, angrily writing on the notepad a little bit more out of the lines.
oh well. Peter, what's he upset about?
Anything happen, or Red Soldiers not care, they kill Dragonkin regardless. Where are these Dragonkin? Also, you never got back to us about Bashili.
If you look at the map, Bashili is a specific pass and mountain range to the northeast.
Shelly.
Oh. Great.
Well, I suppose we don't have much of a choice. We've already done the damage now. I mean, isn't that our goal in the first place, is to convince them to leave this mountain range? Because they aren't safe here.
It depends on who they are. Still, I do not want them to get hurt by the Soviets. We should head to Mestia. What do you think, Nikos? While he's writing
I
something.
think we should help them.
Before we go, Bolt, do you know of any people who live around here besides the Dragonkin and Mestia? We are looking for the warrior women I mentioned.
Kind of writes down a little bit and raises it back up to you.
Last village, Uspa of Rusky Evra. Very few, very old now. Not see any outside of village. Bolt travel rarely.
That works. Okay. We're already halfway up this mountain. If you could take us there, we could get. We could handle that, and then we could come and help the Dragonkin. If there's time, is there time for that?
Scribbles a bit and holds it up to you, Peter.
He says red soldiers have trucks.
I am guessing that's a no.
How many red soldiers will come to Mestia? And from what direction will they come? Nikos, go wake the rest of the party up. We have to discuss some things.
Well, they should all be awake unless they fell asleep again. I'll start poking my
Just
head.
bring them out.
Hey, come out. Yeah.
Red soldiers have
We need to talk.
red tin with wheel on shoulder. Red soldier come from east. From Bashili Pass. To village east. With wheel on shoulder. Can you explain that some more, Bolt?
I think he means some sort of tank.
Or a pitch. Wood. Can I make a history roll to see if I'd recognize the unit insignia?
You can.
10th Guard's mechanized.
Shut up. I do not.
If I could roll history on this.
I will
If
say
Peter
the only other
explained-
person who might be able to
Yeah, I'm gonna
know
roll
this
history.
specific group would be Wilhelm. I don't think anyone else would have the specific knowledge or information on northern Georgian units.
Obasta. He's AFK.
I'm here.
He's back.
You need to roll history.
Come over here. You recognize you remember Patch from Civil War time of wheel with red tin on it. Soviet Patch.
You don't know that? Aren't you from this country?
You think I know any of the thousands of divisions that they made many units. I do not know all of them.
That's fair. Let me think.
Wow, he thinks?
Well, you try to reference and you try to remember a little bit. You remember coming across a very early version of troops that would deploy via truck that had a large red number 2 inside a kind of wheel shape on a patch on their shoulder. If you had to connect the dots, likely this is the 10th unit of troops that deploy via truck.
From what I
Motorized
remember,
rifles.
there was a unit that came in and deployed out of vehicles, and then we were fighting them. The patch I remember was a number 2.
So if there's a 10, maybe it's the 10th version of that same unit?
Mobilized infantry?
It makes sense.
You should know about it. You Americans have been experimenting with it for years.
We can't fight an army.
No, but we can fight a detachment.
Yeah,
And
then
I
what
can
happens
dig
when you...
this up. I want to see where you got this from, Luke.
Yeah, but then what happens when you beat the detachment? They just send the army.
By that time, be gone. No?
The dragonkin won't. I mean, unless they want to just upheave their lives.
Well, it's either you die by the invaders, or you die by, or you live by people who are going to bring you to a hopefully safer place. I mean, I would convince them at just in the fact that, hey, there are mountains that avalanches fall all the time around Europe. Why not go to those ones? You don't have to be in these avalanche-stricken mountains.
It's not how it works, Wilhelm.
I know. I'm trying to be an optimist, and I'm also tired and in pain.
I don't know what to do.
Does anyone want to continue on to go meet with the Amazons? Perhaps they can help while some of us split off.
I can continue on.
As much as I hate this mountain, I wouldn't mind continuing on myself. Is there a way that we could...
I'm gonna pull out one of our presumably several maps of the area, and I'm going to ask Bolt to draw a route to the last village, Ushpa.
Kind of tilts his head a little bit, and we'll look at the map you got, and let me draw some quick little lines here. We'll put it in a nice bright red, just so it's visible. Kind of looks over, circles Mestia, taps himself twice, and gives a little bit of a nod. Points over to the other part of the map and puts a sort of quickly drawn red star over the top of a village to the east that is unnamed. And then you can kind of hear it a little bit as he grits his beak and seems a little frustrated as he looks at your map and kind of angrily draws X's through those, and then draws very angrily another big red Russian star.
Everyone in this area needs to leave. They're just wiping him out.
What would you calling this creature?
Bolt.
Bolt.
That's his name.
Okay.
His name's
Opens its beak a little bit, and it makes a Mosin Nagant bolt action sound.
Wilhelm cringes a second, and then looks at him.
Don't mind him, he's German. He just doesn't like that sound.
How many people, or dragonkin, or how many sapient creatures, for lack of a better word, reside in Mestia?
Kind of squints a little bit like it's thinking. Starts to look a little bit to the side, tilts its head. Its eyes open up just a little bit as it looks back over towards you, kind of lightly points a clawed finger towards you, and replicates the sounds you made as you were tumbling down in the snow perfectly, and seems a little bit excited to realize that it's you. But then kind of pauses, leans back just a little bit, kind of shrinks into itself, and draws its hand back. And seems to kind of be thinking to itself as it's looking at trees, looking at your boots. Tilts its head a little bit, grabs the notepad, and just starts making claw marks, like hard pencil scratches across it. And it makes a total of... Let me double check my number here. Give me un momento, por favor.
You know you can call non-humans people, right?
I guess people.
It makes 7 scratch marks on the notepad and holds it up to you.
Okay. 7 is relatively easy to move.
We can fit 7 people on the plane.
Oh, absolutely. But what of the Amazonians as well? How many of them are there?
We don't know.
We can. He said very few. Are there more people in this? Other village you mentioned than are in Mestia? You said there were very few.
Yes, and could you please note that village on the map? We need to know.
It kind of looks down. It seems a little frustrated, a little confused. And it will write on the notepad... It writes that kind of angrily and then points a finger at the eastern unnamed village a couple times.
Oh, he's pointing at this?
Yep, he's pointing at that one.
No, little village of Kin Kon. Okay.
I'm confused.
I think our real only choice here is to go to Mastia then.
Yeah, I suppose. And you're saying the group that we came here to find is they've either moved or died.
Or they're hidden.
He starts writing on the notepad again.
Baby noises were the sound that Bolt was making.
Yeah, he's making baby noises.
His idle sound is. God, can you imagine playing like a proper old like a proper RPG and the barks that Kinku could have? You're just walking past and just random sound effects from the game. You could literally just say, "All right, here is the sound effect list from the every audio file in the entire game."
Play them at random.
Well, freaking Torn was absolutely terrified at first because he thought this thing was a Wendigo. They do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
They also don't approach fire.
Yeah, which is...
Also, you've already had your brush with the Wendigo recently.
Exactly, which is why he thought it was happening again.
What, Torin doesn't want to get that Windusy?
Not really, no. Hard pass on that.
You really wanted us to go to Mestia this whole time, didn't you?
No, it's optional. He writes that down, and
biggest air quotes.
as he gets towards the end of it, he kind of lets his shoulders hang a little bit and holds it up to you, Peter.
The Red Soldier kill. He does not know about the Amazons at all. He says that Mestia is the last of the dragonkin, and all of his kin from Bashili are dead.
Jesus.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
Yeah.
give him a comforting pat on the shoulder as best I can. As best of a shoulder as I can find on him.
He has pretty clearly defined shoulders for the most part. As you give him a pat, he kind of tilts his head and looks to you, opens his beak just a little bit, and you get the perfectly replicated sound of a Russian machine gun, the dinner plate ones, just going off until the mag goes empty.
Yeah, mixed signals from that one.
I tell you what, we head to Mestia, we get the plane, get everyone else out of it, make ourselves look very disheveled. When the Soviets arrive in Mestia, we tell them that we have come from the crash site. And we play that line that we discussed on the plane that we were originally here to pick up. To pick up small children on the hot mic. We were originally here to try and pick up weapons for the Republicans in the Spanish Civil War. What do you think, Leroy?
Yes.
Better than any ideas I've got. So just to be, we're abandoning our current mission then, for now.
For
For the
now, we
moment.
can't just abandon these people to die.
Bolt, are there any storytellers, historians in Mestia?
Gives a little bit of a head tilt, grabs a notepad, starts writing on it. Writes a little message, kind of holds it up to you.
Soviet Sisim Bunor, old Sisim Bornar. Old speak of when first arrived to Mestia before Mestia? I'm not quite sure what he means by that.
I mean, they have a village elder, obviously. I mean, they know, surely.
Mestia, I think, is our best bet, and it's also where the DM is pushing us.
I'm really curious, Luke. Where the hell did you get that military unit?
It's a unit that has been kind of predominantly shit-kicked to this horrible mountain range since its conception.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some digging because Wikipedia is telling me nothing. All it's saying is there were 2 operational level armored formations in 1932, but a
It
wheel.
would be a motor rifle division. Or brigade.
Yeah,
or
but-
independent motor rifle brigade, probably. I hope Knox isn't enough of a dick to put us up against the whole division.
No, the only one that makes sense is something out of the first mechanized that doesn't show any. I'm taking his word for it, but I'm just like, it's bugging me.
Don't worry, you'll see.
So, has everybody gotten enough sleep? I say we get the hell off this mountain.
Alright, can I throw more snowballs?
Bolt, can you get us down this mountain to Mestia more safely than we had on our trip out here?
Tilts its head a little bit, kind of looks over, seems to eyeball Hachu really hard, and then kind of looks back towards you and raises up a hand, and you see a little bit of magic kind of opening up within it.
Oh. Are we about to get... is... Oh, he wants Hachu to do his door thing.
Kind of looks at Hachu, looks back to you, Torn, and holds its hand up again as a little bit of magic starts to slightly manifest in its palm, and it replicates from its beak the perfect sound of Dimension Door that Hachu usually casts.
Usually, he's used it once.
That's
Used
in
it
Egypt.
twice.
Has anyone ever told you that you know, Wendigos kind of copy you guys, and that sneaking up on people in the dark can sometimes really scare the shit out of them?
It looks almost offended as it draws its head back, and then leans in a little bit as it kind of eyeballs you, and is going to replicate a very elk-like kind of scream for a good half minute before it leans back and stomps its foot twice in the snow.
I'm sorry, it's
I think you offended him.
I apologize, but... You know, you just...
Hachu,
Scary.
Hachu, can you dimension door us too close to Mestia?
Well, how does he know that Hashu can cast that? Is he offering to cast that himself?
Can you cast that?
Kind of raises its hand up and points its hat toward, or not hat, its hand towards kind of the hill face in a tree, and opens its palm to point at it, and then makes sort of a click and the Dimension Door sound come out of its beak, and gives kind of a half nod.
I think we can take that as a probably. That works for me. That'll get us close to Mestia. What did the rest of you say?
All right.
I don't like taking teleportations from strangers in the woods, but I suppose it's better than walking.
There's no white horse carriage. You're safe.
Before we go, remember, Leroy, you are a revolutionary fighting for the people's cause in Spain.
Die, comrade.
Regardless of how believable you make it sound, at least pass lip service to it.
We fight for the glory of the revolution.
Something like that.
Pass me the vodka.
I didn't bring any.
It kind of looks to you and opens its beak and kind of gives like a happy, joyful, almost smile. But it looks towards you, Leroy, and opens its beak up. And you hear what sounds like a younger Russian gentleman call out, Nostrovia, and starts to say something else as if he's happy, and the sound is viscerally cut off by a gunshot.
Hit the deck, take cover.
That is just... You've seen some shit, haven't you?
It is all too common with these communists.
It took me a second. It's like, wait, he just mimicked someone getting shot.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's kind of like when
So
you
we are
record
going-
sound bites, but you can't trim it properly, so it's just like block.
Alright, I guess I'll tear down the tents and then we'll go.
unless anyone has any opposing opinions.
No, I just...
Nox, just double checking. We got full rest, right?
Yep, you guys got full rest, full heal, spells, all that.
Alright, so out of character to make sure I understand what's going on, he's going to cast Dimension Door and is going to put us at or near Mestia.
Precisely.
Okay. Before we go, I want to ask him to put us just a little bit away from Mestia.
Kinda gives a little head tilt, just a little bit away of Mestia.
And then I think we're going. Just so we don't, drop into the middle of the... So we don't drop into the middle of the town, we should get an idea as to whether or not any of the Reds have arrived first. If not, we can not do the Revolutionaries Act. If they have, then we'll need to go from start.
Gives a little bit of a head tilt, like it kind of grasps maybe a third of that, before it looks down, points its hand towards the ground underneath you guys as you've got the bedrolls and the backpacks on and all your stuff acquired, and will open up a dimension door as all of you guys will drop through the floor in the snow.
No, not okay, not okay, not.
Allow me to transition said music.
Is everybody still here, or has James gone AFK again?
I'm here.
James might not be feeling the best.
I actually had to dig into a Mill Institute website for some information.
Hell
Fuck.
yeah.
It's the title of the article is "The Motor Mechanization Program of the Red Army During the Interwar Years." 65 pages worth.
And in the northern Georgian region and around there was the 10th Motor Guards Rifles.
Hey, don't ruin it, bastard.
They weren't the 10th Motor Guards motor rifles yet, though. They weren't that until 1940 or 1941.
Until 41, yep.
Would have been the 52nd Guards or 52nd Rifle Division.
Yeah, these guys were only active from 1940. They exist as the 52nd Rifle Division
Until they got some trucks.
This guy.
In 41.
In 41.
They just got them early.
There's some things that you guys haven't caught on to yet.
That's right.
Don't worry.
It's
all right.
alternate. It is alternate reality.
There's some things you guys haven't caught on to yet. It's okay.
I mean, don't forget we have.
We can't go nuts on history. We're playing.
We have two guys from the CSA here, so you know.
The Confederacy still exists in the 30s, so.
We like to identify as the
bunch of Dixie traitors.
Coincidentally secretive accountants.
You guys will find yourselves falling through the floor, and for a half moment will kind of catch your breath as all of you will land in very cushiony, soft snow that hasn't been touched yet, with a little bit of a poof. Let me move you guys to where you would be. Boop, boop, and boop. And
I'm never going to get used to that.
Maybe you just have to do it a bit more.
Why does it always have to be the floor?
as you guys all kind of land with a nice pump down on your feet, flat-footed, you kind of look and realize you're just on the outside of a pretty small village. However, you can tell the house on the very north side is half collapsed in from the snow that has rolled its way down.
It's Skyrim.
Good, you're awake.
They caught you trying to pass through Ushba Pass.
Okay, but for real, this looks like the Skull Village.
A little bit.
Wait, where are we?
You guys are in the bottom left.
Ah, oh, there it is. Is this the place where we saw the smoke from the chimneys before?
Yep. you realize 2 of the houses have smokestacks coming out of them, the 2 nearest to you. And the one that had a smokestack is half collapsed from snow and rubble.
Whoops. I think that one was my avalanche.
The Kanku kind of looks over towards you and starts walking its way through the snow and kind of takes a little bit of a slide down the slope there and just starts kind of strolling its way leisurely up into the town and stops near the entrance.
Before we go, is there any sign of trucks here yet?
Give me perception or investigation, those of you who want to look out for oddities.
Thorn's already down the hill.
He's like, wait.
You die. I saw you land on 16 and then flip.
Aw. Hey.
Well, that's good at least.
Peter and Nikos, yeah, it's a town. Only half the buildings got a fire going inside them, probably to mitigate the amount of smoke or resource use, maybe. Wilhelm, you look around, there's no evidence even on the roads or paths of any trucks having passed through here, or if they have, it's been a long time. No audible or sound on it. In fact, you don't see anybody outside in the town at all. Or village, I should say.
Well, that's not surprising. It is pretty late at night right now.
Or could be early in the morning now.
Oh,
This village
true.
is-
Very early in the
This
morning.
village is relatively empty. There's no signs of any disturbance here for a while.
Well, I guess we're going to be following Bolt.
Yep.
Just kind of walking his way, got his sleeves down in his vest pockets, and he's just walking forward with a nice bird-like gait as he'll come to a stop just in front, kind of tilts his head, looks up to one side, then to the other, and very loudly will make a sound that kind of sounds like a whistle, like somebody whistling with their fingers in their mouth, and then kind of just stands idly by as you guys hear a couple doors of the various buildings in the village open up, and allow me to have them populate the map as they come stepping out looking a bit worried and concerned.
Oh, they are Dragonkin. Oh, dude, this
That one looks like it has a backwards ball cap on.
Yeah.
He's the local dude, bro.
That's Kyle. He makes drywall. This is
There was
also
supposedly
Kyle.
an
Hey, Carl, you
There
want to try
was-
this energy drink?
there was supposedly an airstrip here, right?
You, give me a perception roll really quick as you mentioned that, Peter.
Oh,
Damn.
So, just off map is about a 40-yard long, or was a nice plain 40-yard long, flat, smooth terrain that was about 15 feet wide that is now snow and rubble covered
Also, 40 yards is not an airstrip.
for a single
like a-
tiny biplane. It is.
Yeah, it's like a Cessna strip.
Yeah.
okay. So if we do convince these people to board the plane and go to Turkey or Rhodes or back to England, then we'll have to have them make the trek to the plane.
Or we can make them clear the rubble.
That our plane cannot take off of 40 yards. Janet Thorne,
What?
our plane cannot take off from that short of a runway.
I mean, I wouldn't want to try it.
And I think we're going to have to get them to make the trek.
I mean, if they even want to leave, I mean, if they haven't left already, what's stopping
They
them?
might not have had an opportunity to.
Well, maybe no, so that just Dragonkin and I are a bit slightly different. This could be awkward for me.
Yeah, they seem to be a bit taller than you two.
But just because they're dragonkin, they're actually like part dragon. I'm technically not.
What is happening with the music?
I'm trying to fix the music so it's nice and casual. And it
Plays the most
decides
dramatic
it
thing in
wants
the
to
listing.
be- There we go. There's more casual. I wish you could loop it from like a specific minute to a minute, but eh. As you guys are slowly walking, the Kenku seems to be taking a nice casual path and just walking straight on in pretty happily towards the others.
I guess Torn's going to follow, looking like a lost dog.
Wilhelm's gonna go up to every single person he sees and go, "Hello, I'm Wilhelm Schwartz. Hello, I am Wilhelm Schwartz. Hello, I am Wilhelm Schwartz."
You pass by one Dragonborn who's just gonna kind of shadow behind you guys a little bit.
Before I go ahead.
Oh, he's just kind of shadowing behind you. You guys can pretty easily notice none of them are armed, except for one who has sort of a tall walking stick that he's using both hands on.
Before I talk to any of them, I want to quickly ask Torin, do kobolds get along with dragonkin, or is there like some kind of racial hierarchy here?
There's a sort of a racial hierarchy here. You see, kobolds generally historically are sort of indentured or owned by dragons. Because dragonkin are, a subspecies of dragon, they might feel a sense of entitlement over my existence. It's no biggie, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Does this mean we can sell him for cash?
If you try that, I will shoot you. This is not like getting Nikos in with the girls. That was funny.
That was hilarious.
I didn't mean for sex. What is wrong with you?
What do you mean? I was just talking about getting them to fawn all over him.
And that I did not, I did not sell him. I did not sell out Nikos for sex. I just merely made sure that he spent time with his fan base. I do not know what it is you're referring to.
I'm gonna look at Nikos and I'm gonna look at Leroy and I'm gonna say, is that what the 30 pieces? You know what? We will deal with this at a different time.
You guys kind of bickering back and forth as the Kenku walks over and gives a little like half bow to the one that's kind of leaning on the walking stick, and you see him put a hand on his shoulder and kind of pat him back. As the other kind of walks up, they're looking to you a little concernedly, a little mixed emotions, and the Kenku will make the avalanche sound, make Wilhelm yelling as he tumbles, make Hachu's tumbling noise sound, the crackle of a fire, and a few other sounds kind of like pictograph repeating what you guys have gone through for the last day, including the first avalanche. And the Dragonborn standing there giving just kind of a knowing sort of smile and nod, like when you listen to a 10-year-old tell a story, and closes their eyes, pats him on the shoulder again. We'll kind of look to all of you. English?
English.
You speak
Well,
English.
technically I am German.
And I'm American.
American.
Good, then you all speak English.
Yeah.
I was afraid I may have to cast more language magic again. So, my friend Mosen here tells me you caused an avalanche that destroyed my kitchen and living room.
Well, technically we caused
Ari?
multiple avalanches, but the one that destroyed your living room was caused by us, yes.
Was it
It's not-
purposeful?
Absolutely not. We had no
Oh.
idea that
If you have small items that are broken, I can mend them.
a house is not a small item.
I know, but if you have small items in the house,
Nothing of importance was damaged, and it will simply mean me and my wife occupying one of the neighboring houses that are empty.
If you do require reparations, Comrade, sure it can be arranged.
We do not deal in reparations or dues. It is not correct to owe anything to a dragon or their kin, and we uphold that.
You can at least borrow our kobold manservant. Well,
If
I'm gonna elbow Leroy very hard.
You have a kobold servant?
no,
No,
we
we
have a
don't.
kobold
Ignore
friend.
him.
There it
We have a
is.
kobold friend. Am I to believe that you are Sylvester? What's that? Sylvetta? Or
Yes, that is my rank. I am the mayor of Mestia.
so Sylvetta is a rank.
Yes. My
So
name is
should I call you-
Abkazi Simbonar.
Abkazi. Do you mind if I call you Abkazi?
Of course not.
I didn't know if you want me to call you like.
It is my given Georgian name, for I fear most do not speak Draconic.
I do.
He kind of perks up a little bit and leans
President
forward
now.
on his stick a little. And in Draconic, you hear some very angry guttural growls and almost like deep speech kind of mixed in. And he'll say, "You're rather tall for a kobold."
Hang on. Before he responds,
You're
I'm gonna
rather
lean
short
over.
for a stormtrooper.
Before he responds, I'm gonna lean over to Wilhelm and I'm gonna say, "This is what it sounds like whenever you speak German to everyone else."
Torn's gonna lean back and
That
I
is
mean,
bullshit, and you know it.
fluent Draconic say,
Oh, yes, I am very tall for a kobold. I was fed well, and I learned how to walk upright at an early age.
You are very different from the handful of kobolds that used to live in this pass. They were much more aggressive.
Well, I mean, I have my moments.
Are there other kobolds like yourself that are intelligent?
Few, some.
Then you are rare.
Oh, thank you.
Gives kind of a nod and will lean back and look back to you, Peter, and the rest of the party. You have intelligent members among your party, I can tell. Seems most of you are magically gifted as well.
Well, we.
Oh, it's just not my head.
Well, our intelligence actually is above average. Fortunately, our strength is about average or subpar in some areas.
I am curious, though, as to your Ganassi, your names.
Oh. Nikos.
Ah, from old Greece, I suppose?
Mm-hmm. Athens.
Oh. Yeah, the Macedonians have not occupied these parts for a long time. Oh, the last time we saw someone of your build, they, I believe, were carrying a banner of, I believe it was Pontus. Although that was very long ago.
Do you know if there are still any Amazons here?
Amazons?
Yes, we heard that they were somewhere around here.
I recall maybe it was a very long time ago by your measure of time. There was a small band. They had shields much like yours, but they disappeared into the mountains. We didn't look into it because we assumed it wasn't our for us to worry about.
No, I mean that's they seem like nice fellows. That's what initially why we were here.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we were bypassing this village for we feared the locals around here might not, or they might be red. No, not the color red, but you know.
the Soviets.
Hmm.
We have
Bruh.
had very, very few pass through our village, let alone this entire mountain region. When someone new arrives, usually one of the villages when they were still standing would notice. But the last visitor we had was a Russian man. He was very tired, very starved. I believe maybe 3 years ago. He was a Cossack, or at least we believe he was. He rambled a little bit about others that were with him, and you see him kind of tilt his head a little bit and look down at your waist. Peter carried a saber much like yours. He,
A cavalryman.
I would assume, perhaps, he died while in our care, but not before going on about red soldiers and a pursuit. Shortly after he died, what we know now to be Soviets arrived and began removing us little by little from all of the villages in the mountain range. We are the last standing village, at least to my knowledge.
Why haven't you left?
We don't know where to go.
Torin is gonna get that like eyes light up look. Cause he
Well,
he was so worried that like they were gonna be like, nah, we live here, we die here.
well, before we
can-
get to the second thing, Peter, if you don't mind me being so forward, did you happen to bury this other Cossack somewhere nearby to where our friend can pay his respects to him?
Kind of motions over and, well, it's not entirely modeled over here where this wagon is, just beneath you guys. He motions over and you see what looks like about 12 graves, 11 of them having sort of draconic style gravestones with dragon written into it, and then one of them completely unmarked and smooth, but has kind of chiseled into it. And Peter, I don't think you even need to roll for this. It has chiseled into it what looks like a shield with a number 100 in it.
The same one that I have.
Yep.
Oh.
Is there a name on it?
Completely unmarked other than the chiseled in, and it seems like they custom chiseled into it for each person. That one just has a shield with a number 100 on the corner of it. After his arrival, more and more red soldiers began to arrive. The Kanku village to the east was the first to be burnt down, where, as a very small child, we took in Mosin here, who has been nothing but helpful to us. Not shortly after, the other villages would come to us, having been burnt down or taken away to other places. And we realized those not of a human nature seem to no longer be allowed on this mountain. We've been thankful to find that as long as nothing loud happens or occurs, we may have been ignored or forgotten about.
And then we showed up.
I'm gonna make a very sarcastic chuckle and say, the proponents of equality between all. And my headset just died.
Wait. Everybody. Did Peter
Look.
just make a joke?
Before we carry on, if we can offer you some place to go, would you?
Well, we have lived here for a very long time. It would seem the world is starting to grow and surpass us, and we have come to the decision we do not have a choice.
You do, but I mean, your choice is leave or I mean, die here. And I don't want to force that on you, but that's what it's looking like. It's coming down to here.
I know there is a small community of Georgians in London, and we have an aircraft near here that can take you there.
I can't say I know what that place is, nor can I really say I know I can trust you yet, as speaking straight to you, all you have done is possibly drawn in the Red Soldiers and destroyed half of my house.
Yes, well,
That is 100% true.
There.
that was entirely an accident, and I'm gonna reiterate. We didn't even know you were here. We were here for an entirely different purpose until Kanku, Bolt, found us and informed us of what had happened. That is the only reason we're here.
I think that they said his name was Mosin.
He called himself Bolt to us.
Oh.
He doesn't speak conventionally like us. He replicates what he hears. And the Kanku kind of looks over and repeats that. He replicates what he hears. And the first sound that he can really remember was the cocking of one of those rifles.
Oh, that's somber.
Just a random question. I've heard stuff about Dragonborn, I believe is what you are called.
Go again. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm just trying not to do it.
I knew that was popping up eventually. I just wondered who would do it.
We are the descendants of dragons. We are kin of man and dragon long ago, far north from here. We're not dragonborn, whatever that is.
Kin.
Okay. Is there a certain line of dragons or type of dragons you are descended from? Such as like white dragons, silver dragons.
They kind of look to each other and all kind of look around and look back over. We believe the dragons that originally brought our kin were white, but none of us are old enough to know that.
I just curious. Anyway, I'm gonna stop asking random questions about your lineage and get down to the brass tacks. Is there something that we can do to garner your favor, for lack of a better word?
With not one but now 2 avalanches caused, and you being the culprit of it, I can't assume we have anything of value to pay for your forced protection of our village, nor do we want the ramifications of fighting back. The last village that did is no longer there.
The only payment we would need would be to get one over the damn communist.
So none of you like the Red Soldiers?
No.
They will all burn in hell.
Well, I tend to hate Russians in general, but that one seems to be alright.
I'm gonna take one out of Petersburg. I'll shoot him on sight.
Not quite on sight. We'll have to draw them into a trap first. That way we get more of them.
Yes, of course.
We've
That
never
said,
seen many of them, but I feel just 6 of you will not be enough to fight however many they may send.
Torin unshoulders his bar and is like,
oh yeah?
That said, we should be fully honest with you about why we came here. We were sent by the English government to try and make contact with the Amazons. Someone somewhere along the line got a message from them that they wanted to get out of Georgia. And we were sent to help them with that.
As before, I've not seen any of his kind or demeanor for many a year.
They must be up there because their message is recent.
If they are up there, I can give you easier ways to traverse the mountains via paths that we have long known of, but that is another indenture that we are putting ourselves to you. How will you aid and assist us?
I suppose we could kill some communists.
That goes without saying.
And then after you have done that, and you have found your Amazons and left with them, you are leaving us to pay for your killing of communists?
They actually plan to have you
Nine.
leave first.
9. We
And
we are going
I-
to if you. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was actually hoping you would leave first, and we would go on our expedition while you were being flown back to England. And then our plane would come back and pick us up, or we would find our own way out.
What is this plane you keep saying?
To
Aircraft. It flies. It's a flying machine.
Peter, Nikos, I have a question.
Hmm.
Do we have to get them back to England right away, or could we stop over in, let's say, Athens, for them to stay with your mother for a short time?
That could work.
Work? Yeah.
Oh, but there is a Georgia. I know for a fact there are Georgians in London. I do not know if there are any in Athens. Although, after the communist takeovers, there are exiles all over the world, and Athens is a rather metropolitan city.
I know. A nice villa with a bathhouse in the Greek countryside. It seems like a pretty good deal.
I've more of was saying, to kind of be slightly selfish, if we could have them go to Nikos's house, then his mother can guard over them until we finish this mission, and our plane can come back a little bit quicker. I have a slight feeling this is going to be a relatively quick snatch and grab if we can convince the Amazons to go with us.
I have the feeling that we are going to spend a few days wandering through the mountains.
I need the 4 of you to roll me a charisma save.
Charisma save?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I got a 9! I'm not charismatic at all!
Wilhelm and Torin, for the next minute, you guys can't control but to tell the truth and the entire truth.
Oh, someone just did a
Yeah,
spell.
zone of truth! I love it!
Can we truly trust you to take us somewhere safe where we'll be taken care of?
Yes, of course. Wherever you'd want, within reason. I mean, we have a certain amount of
Start
fuel
breaking down the
on
crime
board
rates of
plane.
London.
So of course, it's like we have a limited range because of. I mean, if that holds about, I believe, 1,200 gallons. Yes, of course.
I swear on the souls of my wife and daughter, I will do everything within my power to keep you all safe.
That is...
From communists or everybody else who may come across you.
Kind of looks over to the dragonkin beside him, looks over to the others who are kind of taking their hoods off and all kind of making sort of a communal understanding nod of agreement to each other. Very well. However you feel you can get us to safety, we reluctantly agree to leave these mountains that have long been our home.
Look, I'm sorry we turned the Red Army onto your existence. I feel really bad about that, okay? Especially since I'm the one who started that avalanche and destroyed your home. And then Wilhelm over here decided to sled down a hill and he started the other avalanche. It's just, it's just a really bad chain of events.
Torn.
Yeah?
Sometimes less is more.
Yeah, I know that. Duh.
He gets a little bit of a smile and gives a nice, kind of polite nod. If I was to assume that gentleman was perhaps one of yours, and he kind of points towards the grave.
He was in my unit during the war. We were... I don't want to say beaten by the Reds, but we ran out of food and ammunition and eventually fighting spirit.
Outlasted might be a good word.
Peter still carries regret to this day that he wasn't around to protect the Romanovs.
I must give a apology, for I had cast magic that seems to have worked on some of you to ensure that I can trust you. So I must apologize for that.
It is understandable, given your
Understandable.
situation.
Wait on magic.
Truth
I
magic.
was very aware of the magic.
Is
However,
this...
I had no need to.
Is
I
this...
had no need to lie in that instance.
Is this why I'm speaking every intrusive thought that enters my head?
I think that's just you, but yes.
Are you
Yeah, well, I
attracted
know.
to Dragonborn?
Yes. What? How did you do that?
Gonna casually drape one arm over Torrin and then just
He
grab
fucks
his
everything
muzzle.
that moves.
Just kind of gives a little bit of a smile and nod. Very well. I assume you will wish to know what information we can give you, and if you have a map, we can show you the paths that you can take.
How
It's
about
been a
the,
long time, but I will try to remember. And of course, if you wish to eat with us, you may.
How about we help you pack up some of your things that you want to take, and after a quick meal, we walk with you to the plane.
We are very minimalist. It will take us not but minutes to be ready.
Okay, then food, and then some. We'll on the path. Maybe we discuss things. That way, we can get you out of here as quick as possible.
That would be good.
Torn will wrench his muzzle out of Peter's hand just to shout, but
Only the female ones.
Kind of a head tilt, and you'll see him raise a hand up and kind of wiggle his finger a little bit as the truth-telling field will shut down.
Oh, thank God. Don't do that to me again.
Please do that to him again.
Did my compatriot leave any belongings?
He did,
Any notes?
but he was very scarce on possessions. He clung to his saber and his jackets, and we opted to bury him with them, as we hoped it may bring him some comfort. And you see him kind of look for a moment and kind of put a hand to the side of his face for a moment, trying to remember. I believe some of his words were pertaining to waiting for years. Something about how he couldn't wait. He needed to go, but there was nowhere to go. And something about shadows. He was rather delirious in the short time that we got to meet him before his passing.
You never got a name.
We did not. Who? Got you, bathroom.
I'm writing this down in my notes
Cuckoo.
before I say anything. That is an understandable sentiment. The few of us who did escape Russia were lucky.
I have not seen these red soldiers be like shadows. In fact, quite the opposite. But perhaps he is speaking of Valkalak, or perhaps some other creatures that reside in these mountains.
Perhaps. Perhaps it is something else.
I do apologize that I do not have more information to offer.
No, there is no need to apologize. We should get you ready to go and get you and your people out of here before the communists come to investigate.
They have never been very fast to respond, but they will be in time. So, we shall eat, we shall pack up, and you can lead us during that time. If you have a map to loan, I can roughly give you the best paths to take. And perhaps my wife can aid with some magic that she knows. Do you have a item of these Amazons that's...
When he mentions wife, I'm gonna give Torin a very nasty glare.
I have boundaries.
Do we have an item in relation to the Amazons? Would Nikos in general count?
I have a spear and shield, but I don't know if that would work for this.
Yeah, if you guys think you got an item that might be related to them, decide what that might be and propose it.
We can try with my spear.
Not a damn thing. No way.
You're gonna hold forward your spear then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, this is not Nikos. I have nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
You hold out the spear and she'll
Give it a
step
try.
forward and put two hands to it and kind of hold it in front of her, kind of gently taking it from your hand. It's gonna close her eyes and focus on it. After a moment, it gives a little bit of a sheen. You see a little bit of a kind of glow from underneath her eyelids. Gives a nod and will kind of hold the spear back out to you to take.
Take it back.
Turns, walks over to her husband, to the mayor, gives a nod, speaks to him in a very quiet, kind of draconic. He gives a couple nods back, and will look over. I can point out the rough locations that she was able to detect of items like this.
Oh,
Alright. That'd be very helpful.
that would work great.
And
Thank you.
we'll
The
transition
place to
over
begin is any.
to the map here. And I will make a... let's do... Yeah, we'll do freehand, and we'll make a bright green. He goes and kind of points and makes a little bit of a circle around in this area, and goes, there seems to be a large amount of items, much like this one here. And she says she also could sense a very large amount of items here.
God damn it! Should have kept going all along the whole dang time.
Well, what about the second one? Where's that? An old
Yeah.
city, perhaps?
Can she tell whether or not they're possessed by living people, or are they just there?
It is not that in-depth of a magic. If you were to give her a shoe, she may be able to detect everything similar to a shoe on the mountainside.
Could I roll history on if there's any history of some sort of a city there?
Yeah, you can roll me history. We'll see if you maybe...
Huh.
God,
It's only a
damn.
29.
Well, as great of a roll that is, there shouldn't be shit there. Other than topographically, it seems like a good area to move along. There's nothing there at all
Were there any
whatsoever.
famous battles there?
Nada. Unfortunately, you rolled history on one of the most empty grids that just seems to have a number of
Alright.
spears there.
I mean, that area to the southeast, it just makes no sense. There's just a lot of spears there. There's never a city there. There's never a grand battle there. It's just, apparently there's just a bunch of spears there.
Well, for them to stay hidden so long, it would make sense if they were further up in the mountains.
Yeah, well, I mean that's where our last message came from. I can only assume that place to the southeast must have at one point been a camp, maybe a place of a battle where they lost like a lot. Maybe
Could be.
mountains are where they ran to. It would make sense to hold off in a gorge like that, especially as a phalanx.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it does look like a couple things. The Durga passes on the Russian border, or the border of the Soviet Union, I guess I should say, whereas the other circle is closer to that village.
That's a good observation. I think you're right. I think they had a battle there and they lost and they retreated to the mountains on the border.
The closer you are to danger, the further you are from harm.
Okay, Pippin.
I had to.
If I give her something that she will likely find a lot of, that will not be more taxing on her, would it?
If it's too much of an item, it can be taxing, but she may be willing to give it a try.
If I were to give her an item that the Reds would each be carrying many of, would that be too much?
Oh my god.
I believe she may be able to. There's never been many, at least not at one point in time. At most, maybe 30.
I'm gonna hand her one of my rifle bullets.
Oh gosh.
She gets the bullet, kind of looks at it. Now,
The whole map
I
turns
need
red.
you to make me a decision here. Do you want specifically the projectile, the case, or a bullet as an entire bullet?
A bullet as an entire bullet.
Unfired. Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to need to know where everyone's been killed. We need to know where the alive ones are.
Truthfully, I'd like to give her a Mosin, but our Mosin is in the plane.
Kind of looks at it, gives a little bit of a wince. He gives a kind of understanding nod, and will walk over, puts a hand on her shoulder, and they both kind of lower their head as you see that same glow kind of take over as she starts to focus with a very powerful find item spell. And allow me to draw where she will slowly kind of find herself getting a bit wobbly kneed and will eventually kind of drop and take a knee, and he'll kind of help her back up to her feet, take the round, and kind of quickly hand it over to you, Peter.
That was fucking genius, Saber.
As I'm glad you guys are thinking like that. Gives a bit of a nod, starts to whisper to him, and he will go towards the map and make small red circles of concentrations. So, the larger the circle, the larger the amount.
Oh no, they're right on top of us.
Oh boy. That's definitely a battle zone, dude. The fucking is
Yeah, good
unfired
call on that
shells.
one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh no, guys, there's one right on top of us.
Wow, there's a bunch in the Soviet Onion.
Oh. Yeah, the
Kinda
ones on top of us are obviously what Peter's carrying.
Just laughing because that circle's there first.
Gives a little
Yeah.
bit of a nod and seems a little tired from it, and he calls over one of the others who kind of help her and walk her over to take a seat.
I'm
That
gonna-
was a very abundant item you gave her.
You know,
Every
Soviet
one of those
was-
soldiers is going to be carrying at least 20. That's why I wanted to make sure she could handle it. I apologize for the strain it has caused.
but now we
How
know where
long
they
would it
are.
take them to get from any of these locations you just marked? Because that is where every one of those soldiers is going to be carrying these.
If they are using one of those vehicles, one of those wagons with the, I believe you call them engines in them,
Internal combustion.
gives two small blinks and then kind of looks back towards the map.
It makes fire inside metal.
The large concentration of them in Bashili Pass and in the southern part outside of the Kenku village, they, at a casual pace, they never seemed to want to rush anywhere. Perhaps 2 to 3 days? If they are in a rush, I am not sure what speed. The ones to worry about are the more rapid moving horsemen.
Those would probably be the smaller groups. Oh, we should probably get you moving quickly then. And some of them look rather close.
Yeah, we need to get going. Hey, guys, I have an idea. As much as I like not jumping out of airplanes, wouldn't it make more sense to jump out of the airplane in that location rather than hiking all the way up there?
That is very close to the border of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
When we get to the plane, we can ask the pilots if they can drop us that accurately.
It's somewhat close. It's just I don't want to hike another 6,000 feet vertical. But there's more important matters like getting the hell out of here right now.
Hey, Mosin.
Gives a kind of look over to you and makes the bolt action racking sound.
Do you happen to be able to cast your dimension door again today, or do you have to wait?
Kind of holds his hand up a little bit, and a little bit of magic starts to show. The Dragonborn kind of looks over, looks back, or Dragonkin, I should say, looks back to you. He learned a little bit of magic, I'm assuming, from his village elder before their passing. It's one of the only 2 spells he knows, but he has gotten very good with it.
Wow.
It's quite a capable spell to only know to be one of the 2 you know.
Does he have to come with if he casts it?
No, that's not how that works.
Anyone can step through his spell. He does not need to step through it himself, I do not believe. We've never had need to use it in such a fashion.
If he could, when we get to the landing site, if he could drop us essentially at the place he found us in the hills.
Because he's seen it, right?
He's seen it, so he could easily drop us there, and then we would have a shorter walk, and you guys can take off. And he would be with you.
That is a fantastic idea.
How then would you leave the mountains yourself if we are on this air contraption and leaving?
We are hoping that when you guys land in Athens, you're greeted by Nikos' mother, well, and that our pilots can get back in the air quickly, and we would hold off until that moment.
We've got flares.
We will arrange a meeting point with them when we get to the aircraft.
That does seem rather capable, and it seems you can trust these pilots, that you... Very well, if you feel this is capable, allow us to go inside, eat, and then we will pack and we will accompany you.
That sounds perfect. Thank you very much. Wunderbar.
I didn't get each of your names, though, and I must apologize for that. What is your party's title, I suppose?
We are a
we
wondrous
tell
company.
I guess we're telling them.
We're telling them. If they're coming to England with us, we're telling them.
I suppose they would know anyway. Technically, we do not exist, so do not go spreading the name around.
Kind of a secret.
Well, you are the first and only people we have spoken to consistently for a long while.
When you get to England, I have a feeling that will change.
Does that make anybody feel actually really good? That actually makes me feel really good.
I am Father Piotr Troikov.
Assumedly from the further north, around the old Kiev regions.
I am from the Kuban, da.
Torin, Levencroft. Raised by humans. No idea of my lineage.
You have a draconic surname.
Levencroft?
Yes.
It's interesting because, there's the person I received it from was human.
There was a number of dragons well known for their promiscuity with humanity.
Oh, great.
One of those dragons being Levencroft.
Oh, great. How did I not know this? How did I not
I mean,
know this?
it does, factor in well to your love of dragonkin.
It's natural species attraction, okay?
I know, and I'm pulling your leg, as you said.
Just saying, humans are attracted to humans, dragons are attracted to dragons. That's how it works.
Dragons are actually quite attracted to humans. It's a bit of a fault in their majesty. And you, I believe, are, as you introduced yourself, Wilhelm Schwartz?
Yes, Wilhelm Schwartz.
And Nikos, was it?
Yes, Nikos Zagmaros.
And I don't believe I've been introduced to your serpentine and mustachioed friend.
Our Serpentine's friend is named Hatu Johnson, and he is currently suffering a bit from altitude sickness.
He's got some hypothermia. He's currently wrapped up in a blanket.
It is quite cold for those of cold blood.
I tried with the warming rocks in his tent, and I think it worked relatively well.
We give kind of a focused look towards Leroy. And yourself. Leroy, no!
They got him.
They got him. He froze to death. Oh no.
We left him on the mountain. Oh no.
Oh shit. He's just sitting up there in his tent sleeping like,
Well, my name is Leroy Copeland. That one actually hot shoe, not
You went hot shoe with
hot
that
shoe
one.
on that one.
It's all good. Leroy will
Well,
give a little introduction of himself and give a nice
My
nod.
name is Hatu Johnson, and you see, I'm from
My name's
Louisiana
Hatu
in the
Johnson.
Confederate
I
Scouts.
don't eat people.
You're actually kind of good at that, and it's scary.
Actually kind of good. Yeah.
So I'm from the Confederate States down in Louisiana.
Gives kind of a nod and a appreciative kind of gesture as all the Dragonborn start to walk into one of the side houses, and you guys will eventually follow with, and we'll kind of do a little fade to black here as we end today's session with you guys getting to eat a pretty decent feast.
A dragonborn feast. Oh yeah, they know how to eat.
Dragonkin, not Dragonborn.
You said born too. I copied.
I did, and I made a mistake.
Yeah, I know.
You shut up. Dragonborn and Dragonkin are different, just like Yuan-Ti and Snakefolk are different.
And they know how to eat. Oh yeah, Torrance
Oh, yeah.
Finally, a feast where you can just like eat.
Okay, so they're not Dragonborn. They're Dragonkin.
They're
yes.
Dragonkin. Similar to Yuan-Ti and Snakefolk, and the kind of difference between those.
Do they technically get like breath weapons and things of that nature? Or are they just like look like
Dragonkin
dragons?
do not. They just look very draconic. They're a lot less humanoid dragons than the Dragonborn are. But we'll kind of do a little fade to black as you guys will get to feast and help them start packaging up their handful of belongings. And we will pick up next session with you guys starting off fresh as you will be... We'll basically start up next session with you guys arriving at the airplane with your accompanying Kenku and 6 Dragonkin.
Sweet.
I'm amazed we got out of that without having to fight Soviets.
So far.
So far.
Yeah, so far. But I was definitely expecting all right, we gotta go. Uh-oh, we hear a truck. Oh no. Like, that's what I was
Tiny
fucking
little
waiting on.
4-cylinder shitty Zis truck just pulling up. Putter, putter, putter.
Только ветер гудит в проводах, тускло звезды мерцают. В темную ночь ты, любимая, знаю, не спишь, и у детской кроватки тайком